You need a great opener, like somehow we're adults. Do.
We can record that right
some
now.
Some kind of like.
We can record that right now.
Everybody be quiet.
Somehow we're adults.
Isn't it weird?
It is.
It takes some getting used to. I always say my favorite part of every podcast is the second half, because that's when you like at first everyone's like tense, you know what I mean?
Watched,
Yeah.
And then at the end everyone's like a little bit more comfortable, laid back, and they get like familiar and talkative and all that stuff too.
Okay.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if I should have a drink.
That definitely helps.
I don't even know what to say.
Do you guys like tequila?
Well, so he's dry right now
Yeah, I'm
because
dry
he's doing a
for
75-day hard
11
thing.
more days.
Oh, okay. So pull the microphone up so I
tell
can
us
hear you
about
better. But
that.
I need to hear about that.
Yes, I have 11 more days.
75 hard. So
75 hard.
can you explain what that
mean?
is?
No alcohol. You work out.
I'm out.
Inside. It's definitely a challenge, but the journey with sobriety has been probably my favorite part about the whole challenge, truthfully. But it is working out 45 minutes inside, outside. You track your progress through pictures every single day. You read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. You drink a gallon of water. And
2 workouts a day, right?
oh, you're supposed to journal. Yeah, I
One
journal
inside,
as
one
extra.
outside.
One each 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yep.
This is pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely considered doing it.
It's fun. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it, I should say. This is my second go around. So my first time, my partner and I were doing it together. We're still doing it together, but the first time we were doing it, he had a nose surgery, so it set him out for like 2 weeks. So it was only fair that I stopped because we were doing it together, and I'm like, actually, I'll take a nice little break.
You had a co-signer.
Yeah.
You had
Not me.
yeah.
I would have been like, sorry about you.
But yeah, so this is our second go around. We're hitting it strong. We're near the finish line. It feels good to be.
When you stopped the first time, how far in were you?
Like 35 days. So
Okay.
we're about like halfway
halfway
through.
there.
Yeah. We're just like more like just getting started, but like you just established the routines of everything.
Pull that in front of you. You're good. You're good. Just pull it more where it's like where you're talking into it instead of inside it. You're good. You're good. I know what you're saying.
But yeah, it's
What was your experience doing the first one? Like, how hard was it the first time versus this second time?
I'll say the progress pictures is the hardest part just because it slips your mind. Like you wouldn't think the progress photos would mean that much, but whenever you don't take it, if like it'll be like 11 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock at night right before you're about to go to bed, and you're like, oh, I gotta get up and take these pictures really quick. So that's probably the biggest challenge, but like the reading, getting up early, knocking out your workouts, the quicker like you get the activities done in the earlier part of your day, it's a breeze. Like if I'm waiting to do it, like do my outdoor workout at night, it sucks. Or if I'm trying to do my or just any of the workouts at night, period, it's not really that fun. If you wake up and just get it done, it's great.
What about the reading nonfiction? Do you feel like that's been helping? I say helping, but like has it been more like beneficial?
Definitely. So the books that I've been reading have been all like self-help improvement books. So it's just helped with like my overall confidence. So like one of the ones that I do that I have been reading is Crucial Conversations. So it's kind of helped me navigate different conversations that I want to have, how I want to talk. It's also just motivated me in like other places, like with school, because I'm also a full-time student on top of what I do with real estate. And yeah, so it's just helped me with other avenues of education.
Maybe I need to do that. I hate nonfiction.
Yeah, I love nonfiction books.
Yeah.
I'm reading. I just finished one the other day, and I've started a new one today, and I'm like 50 pages deep. I love it.
It's
I'm
fun.
like, I need the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
She's
too.
like, nobody gets killed in this one. Like what?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm reading Paris Hilton's biography right now. Like,
Oh my god.
How is that?
Oh my gosh.
That's hot.
it's hot.
That's wild. I didn't know she had a Is it written by her?
It's written by her.
Or an autobiography?
And she reads it too. Like
Oh.
On
it's
it.
on Audible, so
Yeah.
like you'll hear her voice. It's great.
Oh, she reads the Audible.
It's great.
That sounds awful to my ears. I can't stand her voice.
It kind of is when she starts talking like a baby, but the reason why is because it's just like she's nervous.
She's shy. But like her mom does the same thing. It is a nervous tick-ish, I guess. Britney Spears does it too. Like when they get nervous in situations, they just resort to the baby talk. Maybe I should do that in this podcast.
You can do a whole podcast like that.
It'd be the shortest podcast I've ever done.
Right. I'm like, okay.
And that's a wrap.
Man, I forgot a Paris Hilton even existed.
Yeah.
I know.
Is it any good?
Is it like, well,
Is it
Daddy
worth
said.
it?
I just imagine it's a lot of like, well, Daddy gave me money for this, and Daddy did this.
No, it's not. It's not the greatest. I mean, it really isn't. It's because like, oh, poor you. I mean, so she's just going into her. She was bad, and her parents sent her to a boarding school, and she's talking about, and she's doing a lot of work on Capitol Hill to try to change some of these laws that are in boarding schools. So it's about that. I mean, I watched her like the second season of her show just because I think it's cool kind of she had a baby, she did the IVF thing. I'm interested in that kind of stuff. And then I was like,
Paris Hilton had a kid?
she did.
I did not know that.
And she's on her second one
I
now.
also don't have internet.
I think I'm like most dudes in saying that I only knew that she had like got ousted for the porno stuff.
That
and that was
too.
the only thing
Yeah.
I knew about her, and that her dad was a rock star. Like those
Yeah.
two things past that. Her voice is annoying.
Yeah.
Like, and she has blonde hair. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything past that.
It's she didn't carry the baby. She did the IVF thing and
Surrogate thing?
yes,
Okay.
yes, somebody else. And then so she has a boy, and then she did a girl. However you
London.
London is the
That's what
baby.
she's named.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this recent?
Paris and London.
Yeah.
Yeah. nothing beats Kanye's kid's name. Was it Northwest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So, I mean, every now and then I'll dip into the celebrities drama, but
Who's your favorite celebrity?
boy or girl.
It's your favorite celebrity. I don't get to
I'm
dictate
like
that.
all about Channing Tatum.
That's fair.
My hands sweat.
choice,
My
good choice.
hands are actually sweating.
Mine too. You know, you say Channing. No, I'm just kidding.
Channing, I love you, Tatum. Tatum. I do like Channing Tatum. For girls, I don't. Who do I obsess over? Do I have a girl crush?
She's not really like she doesn't like girls. I mean, she likes girls, but she's a boy mom. She's just
I
very,
just gravitate to like.
very
Yeah.
manly mom.
I actually cannot stand female country singers. Like,
What about Shania?
I've even seen her in concert, and I was
What?
like, please.
Shania's bae.
She's sexy.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing.
No, I mean, I didn't say that.
But she like, yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like the twangy. I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
Although I love Taylor Swift.
When her song comes on and she says, "Let's go, girls," I could kick down a
Yeah.
fucking wall.
It's like him and all of his like boyfriends.
Yeah, that's the funniest part. Is like all my like bearded
They're, like,
manly
big
friends.
macho men.
You play that song and they're like, "Let's go, girls," and all of a sudden we're like, "Fuck!" It could be a walkout song for a fighter. It's that good.
Does she even have music still?
She got some kind of disease where she could. I think it was Lyme disease or something like that. But basically, it affected her.
I'll get that. Like,
Something
lots
that
of
affected
celebrities.
her. Yeah, something affected her vocal cords, and like apparently for her to like sing, she has to take like 2-3 hours just to warm up. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not shocking.
I love Shania Twain.
Oh my
I also
God.
grew up in the time when her music was really popular too.
Yeah,
So
well,
you know,
I
that
went to her
helps.
concert in the 90s, and that was cool.
Yeah,
She was sexy in the 90s, but yeah.
yeah. She's every dude that listens to country music. She's their dream.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So
For sure.
what about you?
You know,
You don't have to do boy and girl. You
Yeah.
can pick one or the other.
My number one listened to artist on Spotify this year for my Spotify Wrap was Ariana Grande.
Okay.
So I was in her 0.5% of listeners.
Oh snap!
So like,
He's serious about it.
Yeah, it would be unfair to say anyone else's name other than Queen. And she just put out that she is on season 7, or like they call it AGS 7. So Ariana Grande season 7. She's dropping her 7th album. So she posted like this thing today on Instagram. It was like this video of her like in the studio playing around with some keyboards, doing
Yeah.
making
Her thing,
music,
yeah.
you know. But like she like posted this one video of a teaser of like no, it had no volume, so I sent it to like 3 people. I'm like, please let me know if it's just me that's not hearing this, or did you guys hear it? Verdict is no one heard it.
Okay. So it was quiet.
She was teasing us.
So you're one of those people like album drops on Tuesday. You're sitting there on Tuesday
at
waiting
midnight,
for it.
let's go.
Oh, he goes to all the concerts.
Let's
Really?
go. Yes.
Like music festivals and stuff. Like
I love
he's
it.
always at one.
Is she the one that dated Justin Bieber?
No, that's Selena Gomez.
Yes.
Close.
Ariana Grande she used to have red hair on Nickelodeon.
She dated Mac-
iCarly.
she dated-
Yeah, I remember that.
She dated one of my favorite artists, Mac Miller. R.I.P. Yeah.
I wish I could see. It's okay. I don't remember what she looks like, but
She's
is she puffy?
Did you watch iCarly with any of your kids growing up? How old are you, Bryce?
23.
23. Yeah, you would have. You probably watched iCarly. So at iCarly, she was the one who took over for Megan. I don't remember what Megan's name was. What the actor's name is?
Carly.
Carly. Well, no, that's what the name was in iCarly. Was her name was Carly, but the actor to me was from Drake and Josh. Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about her show was in iCarly?
Yeah.
Her name was Carly.
Yeah, in the show, yes. But what was the actor's name who played Carly? Because she also played Megan in
Miranda
Drake and Josh.
Cosgrove.
Yes. That's what I was saying. I just know her as Megan because I watched Drake and
yes.
Josh.
Okay,
So it's
I'm following
Megan. Yeah.
Can you sing one of
show.
her songs?
I see it. I like it. I want it. I got it. No, girl.
She's. That's the only one of her songs that I know.
Right.
That's all of it that I know right there.
Breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles.
Oh, I do know that one.
Oh, okay.
Break with a good friend. Yeah. Dang.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's Fuego.
I'm gonna have to just put you on.
Okay.
What about you, Daniela? Now you have to go pick your favorite.
Jeez. Been listening to a lot of Logic, so I would go with that for now. I don't know. I really don't like go into like having like a favorite like artist or whatever. I just kind of listen to music and whatever
Just
sounds
whatever.
good. It's like I won't listen to it again for a year. Like
Does it have to be an artist?
no, but I don't really like watch TV, so I don't have like a favorite actor or like famous person.
I don't know who mine would be.
I don't know.
My Spotify number one was Young Gravy. I think it was.
I think mine was like
Yeah.
Bad Bunny or something.
I was one of like his top 1% listeners, and I was like, "There's like 5 songs." That's what made me realize how terrible I am at re-listening to songs and not looking up new music.
So
It's like
bad.
5 songs of his that I've listened to.
I'm like-
I just listen to him all the time, I guess. So I became a top 1% listener from listening to like 5 songs.
I need to get on the Spotify thing.
You don't have
you
Spotify?
do.
Oh, she's an Apple Music girly.
I am.
But
Well, this has been great.
She's also
See ya.
I need to get with the program.
she's also like a whatever Apple Music playlists like they put out for her. Like she didn't create her own. She listens to just whatever's out there.
whatever's in, I'll go in the subject line and I will type
Just what your vibe you're feeling.
book reading music or
But there's that.
Oh
Yes.
yes. There's homework music.
there's homework. There is driving, travel music. I'll have it all.
I like
Workout
coffee
music.
shop Christmas jazz.
100%.
Yeah.
Coffee shop is one of my favorite stations.
Coffee shop
They
Christmas
have
jazz.
yeah,
That's
I
my
love it.
thing.
They
And
have
she
coffee
hates
shop.
it.
I hate Christmas music.
Like
a lot.
Yeah, I'm not a Christmas music fan at all.
Oh, I all the memes that came out was like it was like the day after Thanksgiving, and it was like all the jokes talking about
Mariah
Right.
Carey.
Yeah, it was
She's
like-
Defrosting.
defrosted.
I was 100% that person. Like, oh, I love it. Oh, I get fired up.
Speaking of old people that sing, I was supposed to go see Madonna. Mariah Carey kind of brought up Madonna, but I was supposed to go see Madonna, and there's something wrong with her vocal cords.
Isn't she like 180 now?
172.
Filled with
Yeah.
plastic
I mean,
and Botox.
her
Yeah.
face
Her
was.
and Britney Spears. Like
You think Britney has?
oh my gosh,
Botox?
I don't know. She's got something.
They're doing like this.
I'm like, what is going on?
Today she was naked
She
on the
was
beach.
butt naked.
Butt naked. I don't know.
Britney Spears was?
Yeah.
Yes.
I send it to my brother all the time. He's 3 years younger than me, and he's always like, "She's so hot." And I'm like, I'm sending it to you
Britney
as kind
Spears?
of like a kiki. Yeah.
I follow Brittany. I do. I've got to know what's going on with her.
Her better days are behind her.
Yeah, she's a
She's
a
gonna
train
come
wreck.
back though.
I'm hoping.
She's gonna come back
probably.
and just like Miley Cyrus with the wrecking ball. That's gonna be Britney 2.0.
Yeah.
I just think when you're young and you're developing and you become a star where like you can't even go to the mall and like walk around and people are like screaming like, oh my god, Miley, like that's got to be
That's gotta
terrible for your
suck.
psyche. Yeah.
Oh,
Like I'm super glad that like I was not a famous kid. I mean I'm not a famous adult either, but maybe there's a potential one day. I'm already developed. You know what I mean?
think so. Yeah.
You know.
You
I
have
think
a
that
chance.
that's got to be terrible though.
It would be
It'd be like
annoying.
Paris Hilton grow up like
It would be annoying.
famous.
For sure. Yeah. I did just listen to the Britney Spears Audible too. Oh my gosh. Why am I making this? Ooh, I need to get some, yeah.
Different activities and hobbies.
I mean,
You should pick up like crocheting or something.
no.
What do you guys do? Because I know you guys work out a lot. What else do you guys do besides that?
Let's see.
She loves to drag me out to go kayak.
I love to
that's
kayak.
But
kayak
I shouldn't have said it like that. Like I enjoy kayaking, but what I mean by that is she wants me to take out all the kayaks and load it up.
It's not
and-
easy because they're inflatable ones. So it's not.
So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
It
have
really
him
is.
do that.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
some of the spots that I pick, he's like,
Well, the
seriously?
wind, the current's horrible. She's pushing me up against
It's a
barnacles.
good workout.
I'm
It's
like,
a good
girl.
workout.
But I'm assuming when you say that she drags you, it's like you wouldn't do it if she didn't do it.
100%.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
get
not
that.
my idea. It's more so like, hey, do you want to go kayaking? I'm like,
And that's how I got into running and coffee. Was both of those things. I didn't do either of those things when we started dating, and I got drug along. And
It's good for you. It's fun, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Keeps life interesting.
I wouldn't say running is fun. I hate running.
I
Yeah.
love running.
Yeah.
Well, I could never do it again. It'd be fun.
Only my hips would like it too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to hang that up because my hips are bad too. Yeah. Lifting helps.
Yeah.
It
Ironically
does, but it's
enough.
not fun.
Stretching and
Yeah.
mobility training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Running is just like terrible for your joints, and I'm like 215 pounds, so like
So is
I'm not a
jujitsu. You're
runner.
literally getting slammed.
Yeah, but I'm not a runner's build. Yeah, but jujitsu is like there's no avoiding it. You could be a lighter frame runner and like run until you're like 90. But a heavier framed runner is like you got like 20 26, 27 years before you're done. So it's like yeah, jujitsu it's like you just accept it when you start jujitsu that you're going to get the shit beat out of you and you know, probably have neck or back surgery or both.
Well, I didn't have to do it because I got the flu, ironically enough, on Thanksgiving Day. But our family likes to do the turkey trot, and so this year all my boys did the turkey trot while I sat at home, and this one got beat by my 13-year-old.
I sure did.
How do
Wow.
you feel about that?
It's hard to let that one down. You know, I mean, he was running, and the whole time his shoelaces were flipping and flopping, and people were telling him like, "Hey, stop!" And I'm back there, way back there. Alex, listen to them. Your shoelaces, you're gonna fall. I'm trying to keep up, catch up
So
with
funny.
him. Needless to say, he was sitting like this with his hand propped up against the time catcher thing that was counting you, watching, waiting for me to cross the finish line.
Wow.
So.
And
That
it
sounds like
wasn't
some shit I would do.
What was the time? It was good.
Yeah, he definitely ran it under 30 minutes. Like
Oh, wow.
Wow.
we
That's a
we
5K.
we were with
Yeah.
like the untimed
Untimed.
people, and the time was saying like 30 something, and we already ran, so we were way behind. So we did it under 30, but he definitely did it under 30.
Yeah, that was like the last one we did was a winery 5K, and it was right before Christmas. That was last year.
It's fun.
That was fun.
There's something like breaks in my brain. Like I had been trying to train for that one, but like not really trying. And like my pace for my laps for like 1 mile was like 9:30, 10 minutes per mile, which is kind of just like a okay pace.
Yeah.
In the day of, like as soon as I crossed that start line, I was just like, it was cold outside and muddy and nasty, and something broke in my brain, and I just started hauling ass. And
You were like full savage mode.
yeah, I was like running 8-minute miles, which I hadn't ran like the whole training time.
adrenaline
Yeah,
rush.
It's your
apparently.
adrenaline.
Yeah, yeah. No, that
Can
was
carry
awesome.
you far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fun. Would you ever do a Tough Mudder?
yeah.
I want to do a Tough Mudder.
I really want to.
bad.
That's actually one of my goals for 2024 is to do a half marathon too.
Ooh, fun.
I want to do that again.
I'll probably do
long
it.
time.
I've only ran 10 miles once.
Then you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. They say if you can run 6, you can run 12.
It's true.
Or what is it, 13.1 or
It's
whatever?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I trained, I only went like maybe 7 or 8 miles. Your adrenaline kicks in, pushes you the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the hardest part is probably the first two.
Yeah.
Because that's when your body starts to
yeah.
accept the torture that's about to follow.
I feel like that and the halfway point.
That's what I'm about to say. If you're just halfway, you're like, am I gonna stop right here? I gotta get back to where we started.
No, but then you're like, I'm only halfway. Like I still have like half of it to go.
Yeah. And then some of it is, some places do laps too, which is extra hard too. I was talking to somebody the other day who ran a marathon. No, it was half a marathon, but it was they thought they were gonna do the thing where you run the 7.5 out and then the 7.5 back or whatever. And it was Trey. Yeah, okay, yeah. And he said that they got there and it turns out it was like what was it? It was 3.5 miles out and 3.5 back or something like that. It ended up being half of what they said. And I was like, the mental torture of being like
for sure.
halfway through that thing and you're at the start line. It's the easiest place to stop is halfway.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're going to make it super, super easy. But yeah, it's a whole mental battle. It really is. Anything past like 4 miles, I feel, is just mental. It's like,
all
how
in
can you
your
push
head.
through your body? Yeah.
The Tough Mudder thing, I'd only do it if I could skip one of the obstacles because I hate being cold more than anything in this entire world. I hate being cold, and you have to
You
jump.
should start cold plunging.
My cousin has a cold plunge at her studio, and I made it up to here for like half of like 30 seconds, and I was like, oh, this is terrible.
We're sissy lalas when it comes to the cold.
Oh, I am too. Don't get me wrong. I've tried to cold shower before. I do not understand what people like about it. I
It's
feel
so good for you though.
allegedly.
You feel so calm afterwards.
I don't feel calm. I felt
neither.
like I got in a fist fight. I felt
mean,
like
it's
fucking
brutal.
awful. Yeah.
Yeah, my body, like my legs and my joints were hurting, but then afterwards I was like, oh, it's a weird, like, oh, okay, I get it. I don't even know how to explain it, but I felt
didn't get it.
light and it was not fun.
No, because I've done cold showers first thing in the morning, and nothing makes me like I'll just like stand there and listen to the water run for forever before I get in the shower because it's just I can't do it. I hate it so much. I've tried where you get in where it's hot and then flip it to cold, and I have to like
torturous,
I
too.
feel like I need a
It's
mouthpiece
worse.
for it because I just want to just bite down.
yeah, it's terrible.
I
Yeah.
need like boiling water.
And I went to a buddy's house and we did that before a workout. We did the he had like the whole like actual like get in the thing and it was blocks of ice.
Yeah.
And I sat there and apparently you develop what's called a thermal layer, which is like where the water that's like on your skin. Yeah, you're gonna let her in. Wait for her to get in. You coming? Is she coming? Or no? No, I'm just standing in there.
We
waiting.
know you're there.
But the thermal layer, like apparently it helps keep like warm water right against your skin, and unless you move or unless there's like some kind of current, and so.
She's gonna need to go potty.
Can you take her?
Keep talking. I'll be back.
Okay. I don't even think she needs to go potty. I think she just is needy right now.
Fun. They can't do that.
Yep. No fun.
Yeah, I don't ever do. I mean, I think I'll try it one more time, but I hate being cold.
I would do it just because I'm not a person who says no to things that are painful like that. You know what I mean? But like I did it, and then for 3 minutes, my buddy was like, he was like, oh, you need to like spin around, like keep spinning because it's like a circle. He was like, just spin around in the water to like help get rid of that thermal. And I was like, fuck you, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
not doing that.
Oh my
I was
gosh,
like,
make it
I'm not.
worse.
Literally, I was like, I cannot do that right now. And then I got out, and I literally like my whole body was like, it felt like I was vibrating.
Yeah.
Not because I was shivering, but it was like all the blood rushes to the inside of your like central whatever you'd call it, your torso, and then
Yeah.
you get out, and it feels like it all rushes out. That was a weird feeling.
Weird, right.
And I would probably do it just for that weird, because I've never done drugs or anything like that before, and it felt
Just to
cool.
feel something.
It felt cool. I was like, this is unnormal. And then after that, he was like, do you feel much better? And I was like, not really. I'm just cold.
Yeah.
I was like, I like being cold, but like, it sucked more than it felt worth doing.
Yeah, and there's some people that do that. Like, I follow a guy on Instagram that he does it. Like, he's on 100 days or something like that, where he's been doing it every single day.
It's become like a whole trend, man. Cold plunging. I mean, it's supposedly the health benefits are really great, but like sauna, I'll do sauna for
All
45
day.
minutes. I like sauna.
Me too.
Yeah.
I actually feel like when I walk out of a sauna after 20 minutes and that cold air hits you, like I feel like through the roof.
So
I feel
good.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But cold plunge, I don't get that. I literally feel like I'm just, the whole rest of the day, my body's like, I don't know, like not dehydrated, but if my body just feels like powered down.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Night.
I like feeling like I have energy, and it
Right.
doesn't feel like it gives me energy. It feels like it takes energy from me.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, her studio has the cold plunge and a sauna right next. It's in the same room, so I'd like cold plunge and then go get in the sauna.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and then I'm cold plunging. Like, I'll just do it one more time and then go back in the sauna.
Yeah.
I kept trying to go down lower, but then I was afraid, like, my back is wonky. I'm like, what if my back goes? And then I'm in this cold plunge, butt naked, like,
Okay, how are you gonna get
frozen.
out?
Who's
Yeah.
going to get me out?
That's
My
a
butt-
weird. Can you imagine 1,000 Ways to Die? That was a TV show. Can you imagine?
I kind of missed that.
She's
show.
a block of naked ice.
Good.
Good show. Some of them were outrageous.
It's not how I want to go out.
No, that's not
You
cute at
Imagine your
all.
obituary.
Well, I'd be frozen. Maybe they would be like, I don't know. Maybe dethaw me
Put
and
you-
I'd still be alive like 20 years later or whatever. Like, I don't know.
You become a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. So what else do I like to do besides kayaking?
Kayaking in Florida
Travel
too.
a lot.
Traveling. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, you're traveling.
Wasn't your last one to like Africa?
Oh, that's in
And
March.
she's going to
Okay.
Africa.
Yeah.
Are you going hunting?
No.
Why not?
I'm just going to go.
If I want to go to Africa, I'm hunting something.
Well, I mean, I could pretend, but I'm probably not going to kill anything because everything's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just.
I'm terrified of it. I probably will. If I never go to Africa, that's okay with me.
That's like one of the places I really want to go to.
Fuck.
So,
Well, listen, there are spots left on this yoga retreat that I'm going.
okay.
And it's $4,000 for the yoga retreat. That sounds like a lot, but listen, it's a week. And you go to 2 different places in Africa. And you stay
Not
in like
bad at
this
all.
I don't think it is at all either. You stay in like these huts and it's all inclusive, everything. I am listening to Nelson Mandela's book on tape too, because that's where he's from and it talks about his time in prison and all of that. So I don't just listen to Paris Hilton, Britney Spears like I do.
What part of Africa are you going to?
Cape Town.
Okay.
Cape Town.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Super excited.
It's so fun.
I know.
Like she just got back from Europe, and after Europe, she's probably going to someplace elaborate.
What's your motivation for wanting to travel?
Well, so I was in the military for a long time. And
Okay.
I traveled all the time in the military and just got used to it. And you get this itch, like, I just need to go see some things. And my thing is, you can buy a whole bunch of stuff. And when you die, that stuff just goes in the garbage. So
Yeah.
I'd rather buy memories, and put more money in memories. And every year I take all my kids skiing. They know for Christmas you're not getting, if you get anything on the Christmas tree, it's probably gonna be some gloves or a hat. But
That's dope.
We go skiing every year.
Take notes. When we have kids. That's what we're doing.
It's and they do. I mean,
It's
like
better.
I
I
love-
enjoy it.
I
we're
love skiing.
terrible. Bryce and I are the worst. We are so bad.
She's the worst. I'm not that bad.
And we
No, I'm
both hate
kidding.
we both hate the cold, but we're all together, and all the boys so they laugh at mom falling off the lift or whatever the
You
heck.
have to show them the picture of dad falling.
Oh, yeah, that's
we went
funny.
skiing once, and my
I
dad,
don't
same
like
thing, was like
skiing.
falling, and we caught a perfect. Or no, not him. It was my stepmom.
Emily.
Yeah, my stepmom
She's
was
like falling like downhill, like the hills behind her,
she's
and his
backing
dad
up.
is just like cracking
bent over,
up.
laughing at her as she's like trying to grasp for something to fall.
It's fun. See what I mean? That's the fun part, is those kind of memories that
Mm-hmm.
you make. And yeah.
It's a whole like, I don't know, like a ski town to Floridians is like what island life is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
island life. Like, I don't get excited about island life anymore. But like when we
Right.
went to the Keys, I was like, oh, you've never experienced what it's like to be like on island time. And so
Right.
she got to experience that when we were in the Keys, because it's like a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And then, but like going to a ski town, I'm like, that's its whole. It's got its own like energy.
It is.
I love it.
It's true.
You stay in a cabin. You
Yeah.
have fires. Yeah. Oh, it's the
Hot
best.
tubs.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
always do the ski in, ski out. So we're right there at the slopes. I'm the cook, so I stay home and make all the food, and the boys come in and out and get their thing. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you just don't ski, even if you just go watch people ski, it's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to go skiing?
We
we
go
go
to
to Keystone.
Brecken.
Yeah, we go to Keystone every year, but this year we're doing
Breckenridge.
Vale.
Have you been to Breckenridge
Yes.
before?
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
love Breckenridge.
You
Yes.
have to go to downstairs at Eric's.
I've been there.
You have to.
It's so
Been
good.
there. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's like an arcade too, right?
Yeah.
That was
It's
one of
super
the
fun.
places we went to for our honeymoon.
Really?
Yeah. That was the first place of our honeymoon was in Breckenridge.
Really?
Yeah.
You honeymooned in Colorado, period?
No, we did
Colorado, Arizona.
You're telling it out of order.
Okay, you go.
We went Colorado to Utah to Arizona to New Mexico. So we did the Four Corner states.
Yeah.
Over 2
It was
weeks.
so fun.
Where'd you go in New Mexico?
We went to Santa Fe,
Okay.
which
It's beautiful.
it is very nice. It's very kind of like historic, and
Yeah.
a lot of old people there looking
Yeah.
at art, because I realized when you get there, it's mainly an art town, and like
is.
everything is like $40,000-$50,000, and I was like, okay, it was cool for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, let's go like do something else.
Yeah.
I
So,
think
but
that's that whole state. It's
Yeah.
cool for 30 minutes.
it is. It's for somebody like me who's never been there, like to see like the desert was kind of like cool.
Yeah.
And it was still cold outside too, so we were still wearing jackets and stuff.
It's like we just came from like skiing to a desert. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was also
weird.
the end of our 2-week-long honeymoon, so both of us were kind of like, we're ready to go home.
It was nice
Yeah.
because we just relaxed. We didn't have to like go see anything touristy or anything. We just did
There's
what we wanted.
nothing to see
No.
there.
No,
anyway.
not really.
We
Not
were,
really.
I was stationed in New Mexico for like 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Too long.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah. It was cool. I'm glad to say I went. I have no desire to go back.
No, not at all.
Now Arizona, I liked Arizona.
Yeah, where'd you go in
Beautiful.
Arizona?
We stayed in Flagstaff, which is a ski town, so that was kind of cool. But it was during a non-ski time. We got to go to the Grand Canyon.
Hoover
But-
Dam.
Oh, we didn't go to that. I didn't even think about that. No, we just went to the Grand Canyon.
We did
That's the only
Grand-
place.
That's beautiful.
Flagstaff's a cool town too, though. It was just
Yeah.
cool to be there.
Yeah. We've gone.
Utah was my favorite.
Yeah, Utah was cool.
That'd be beautiful. Too. I haven't
Beautiful.
been there.
Yeah, we got to go see the Mormons. That was cool. That was a whole day. No, have you ever been to Bryce Canyon?
I haven't.
No.
I should.
You need
It's
to.
the best place ever.
Really?
It's the prettiest place I've been to.
Out of everywhere we went to, it's like Breckenridge and Bryce Canyon. Those are like side by side.
Really? And that's in Utah.
Yeah, very
Okay.
very southern Utah.
Okay.
You know where Zion is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an hour from Zion.
Okay.
And I would have given up Zion to go there because Zion was not as
love
cool as
that.
Yeah, Bryce
Did you
Canyon
guys
was way cooler.
drive or did you take flights?
We drove.
Oh, that's fun too.
Yeah, we rented a car in Colorado and dropped it off in.
I
New Mexico.
drove, which was terrifying.
So I was 24 when we got married.
It was a whole thing.
So I couldn't rent a car. There was all kinds of issues with the rental. It was a whole nightmare.
It's like we slept for what, 2 hours, like from the time we got off the plane to when we went to like the rental thing. We had both split like one water bottle, like dehydrated, like no coffee, no water.
For
you
like
get to the rental
24
place
hours, yeah.
and it's like he can't pick up the car because of his it was a whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
And then
You're
yeah,
like, I'm
there was
married.
no
I know.
cell phone service. We literally like we had cash and like debit cards, but they wanted a credit card, and I was like, okay, like I don't have my credit card.
He does this dumb thing where he doesn't use his credit card. So
How
it
is it
came
dumb?
and bit him in the ass that
That day,
one time.
it did bite me in the ass for that.
Yeah.
But I had already prepaid the car. And I was like, they just wanted to put $500 on hold, and I was like, can I just give it to you in cash? Like, can you take my debit card? Like,
And they
we
couldn't
have
use
plenty of
mine.
money for this.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh no, because the credit check wouldn't allow it. Like, it wasn't that my credit was bad. It was that for some reason there was something wrong with my credit score on their end. I think they just didn't want me to pay with a debit card.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
We
don't know.
had
It was
to
weird.
cancel it, get it all under my name, and then I had to
And
drive
there's no
the
cell
entire
phone
trip.
service there, and it's Sunday, so nobody's open for me to call to
It's like
get it
everything
fixed.
that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Yep, and then we went to a coffee place after that, and I remember having the best sip of coffee in my life,
Badass
though, because we
coffee.
hadn't had coffee in like 24 hours, and I had a sip of coffee, and it hit my soul.
It was the best cup of coffee I've ever
It was
had
like
in my life.
our whole momentum shifted at that coffee place,
I
and it
get
was
it.
just all
for
better.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's our favorite place too. Breckenridge felt like a fucking Hallmark movie. It was so cool. It's so
and
cool.
when did you go? What time of year?
It was March 26th when we got married, so the 27th, 28th, and 29th.
So still cold and
It was snowing. It's actually the
and-
snowiest month
Yeah.
for Colorado.
That's
apparently,
what I heard. It's the best time to go. We always go in January.
yeah,
But-
yeah. It was awesome. It was like a dream. She got to see snowfall for the first time ever. Well, no, you saw it in North Carolina.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
already seen snow. I had already gotten skiing by that point too,
Yep.
which I
Yeah.
cried on the way down because
So like the bunny slope there sucked. It was super like not anything to. It was terrible. It was basically like a hill in Florida. It was like nothing.
In Breckenridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so we started out on that so she could get reacclimated.
Like, okay, this is easy. Let's
go to the next hardest one, which was like on a scale. This is why I explained it. It's like on a scale of like 1 to 10, the bunny slope was like a 0.5, and the next one up was like a 7. It was like a giant jump.
I literally asked like 4 people. I'm like, "Are you sure this is the next easy one? Like, are you sure? Like, there's nothing easier than this."
And
they're like,
the
"No, that's
chairlift
it.
right
You'll
there.
be fine. Like,
Yep.
it's not bad." Blah blah blah. We get up there, and the second I get off, I just start crying.
She fell off the chairlift. She was that intimidated as
I
we were
was
going
like,
off
"I
the
can't
ski
do
lift.
it."
We were coming up the ski lift, and she's like, "This can't be right. This is the next easiest one." I'm like, maybe it's one of those ones once you're actually on it and it doesn't seem as intimidating. And then she was just like started to get like shaky and like started to have a panic attack.
Like, it was so steep. That was the problem. It wasn't that it was big. It was like steep. So you couldn't even see like the next like level down. I'm like, I can't do it.
Well, the problem is it started steep. It was steep for like 20 yards. And then after that, because that was where everyone starts at, so there's probably a lot of like, people dig in it and it gets worn out and stuff like that, because then people separate and go all that. So where it started was really steep, but like we got right past that, and then I could have skied the whole way down just fine. But
I was like walking down crying, and he's just like skiing right next to me.
I'm going like not even a pace, like I'm barely moving. And like even one of the guys that was working there like came up and he was like, "We got a call about somebody like walking on this." I was like,
that's me.
She like took the skis off. She's like, "No, I'm walking down." I was like, "Okay," and it was like a 45-minute walk.
Been there.
Bryce accidentally went on a black last year.
My brothers took me down it.
A black diamond?
Yeah, they went down it. They're like, "Come on, you'll be okay. You'll be okay." I'm like, "All right." They're all on snowboards, so I guess it's easier for them. I have like the poles in my hand, 2 things here. They go all the way down, and they're just waiting there looking at me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go down, just falling all the way down. Yep. And then I ended up doing the same thing, taking my skis off, and I was like, I'm
done.
This.
Yeah.
He was so
horrible.
mad.
I was so mad.
He was so mad.
I was like, I'm not gonna go follow you guys ever again.
Yeah.
Stay with me, kid. I'll steer you.
Yeah,
right.
I went back to the
princess
lodge.
slopes. There's
Yeah.
no bunny slopes. There's just the princess slopes.
Yeah, I need to go back with some friends who are willing to actually ski.
He wouldn't go back. I was like, "Go do it again. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I'm just gonna ski."
You don't
here.
go there
He
to
wouldn't
ski
go.
by yourself. What am I like? That's like
You ended up doing it anyways.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, because by the time we got back, I was like, "I'm done."
Yeah, I never went. Yeah, I didn't.
You
go.
were just like doing the bunny slope.
Yeah, which as a 6 foot tall man going down a bunny slope, this does not feel right. Just like I pass a 4-year-old, and I'm just like, okay, I should probably move on. So
It's
yeah.
a ton
I
of
got
fun.
sunburnt too.
Oh, for sure. Heck yeah.
We have that one picture and it looks like we're high.
Yeah, my eyes are bloodshot.
We're in
Yeah,
Colorado and our eyes are like red, and he's like, it literally looks like we're high. I'm like, no,
Well,
we're just
it's
sunburned. We're
recreational
just
there,
sunburned.
so it's okay.
yeah. We could have, I guess. Yeah. Our rental car smelled like pot when we got in it. It was
Everything
funny.
smells like
Everything
pot in
does.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's cool though.
for
I love
sure.
that place.
It's so fun.
Well, how long were you in the military for?
20 years and 4 months.
What? So you got full retirement and everything. So how long have you been a real estate agent for?
5 years.
5 years. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
so when you were in the military, what did you do in the military?
It would be like HR equivalent.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds like a tough job for the military though.
I mean, well, it sucked, yeah,
Yeah.
because everyone was pissed off about not getting paid or wanting to PCS somewhere. That means move, permanent change of station, PCS, or whatever else. I mean, yeah, HR is not the best career to be in, but yeah. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. I got my degree. It took me 18 years, but at least I got my degree while I was in it.
18 years. Wow.
Well, I'd go and then I'd go to a different station. Then I'd have a baby. And then I'd go to a different station. It's like, take a class here, take a class there, and yeah.
So you guys have lived all over then. What's your favorite place that you've lived so far?
Tampa.
Here. Tampa.
Really?
Yeah.
love
Tampa. I mean, but we have our top. Like, we really liked Asheville. Asheville.
Great. I love DC. Like
DC
as,
was good.
As an adult now, I love DC. When I lived there, I didn't because I didn't get to go out as much. But like going back, I'd love to go back there.
Yeah. That was a cool
But
experience.
I love Florida. I'm a Florida boy at heart. I
Yeah.
love the warmth, everything like
Yeah.
that.
I did too, till the traffic got so bad. Terrible. Now I'm like, I want out.
Yeah, I mean, we went from New Mexico to here, so the traffic was like ridiculous. There's nothing there. There's like nothing in New Mexico.
Yeah, and then you come here and it's insane. You can't
is.
stir them with a stick.
Yeah.
It's bad here.
Yeah, I mean, and when I was stationed in Asheville, we went from Asheville to DC, and Asheville is like
Night and
in
day.
the mountains, beautiful. Then we went to DC, and it was like, what the?
Like a city.
Oh,
Concrete jungle.
concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was
If
wild.
you remember Asheville? Asheville is where we drove right through Asheville going to what was that? The Devil's. You know what I'm talking about? Remember
Not a clue.
Chimney Rock. Chimney Rock with
Yeah.
remember the Devil's face that was in Chimney Rock?
Yeah.
We drove through Asheville. Is Asheville where
It's right
that's at?
there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
right
It's right
there.
next to Chimney Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our house used to be
If
like
you say
maybe
so.
15 minutes.
Yeah, you're in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go up real high, and then you could see a big lake at the top of Chimney Rock.
Mm-hmm.
But it's where they filmed The Last of the Mohicans.
Who
Do you remember
said
Chimney
that?
Rock?
I do remember
Don't you
Chimney
remember
Rock.
that?
I couldn't tell you where. Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. It's like really close
like,
there.
if you say
If you
so,
remember
like-
the drive at all, there was like
Yeah.
you're in the country.
Mountains and-
Yeah.
It's so
It's like Georgia.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, we really liked it there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So when you got out of the military, so you're retired at that point. What do you need? Were you looking for work at that time? Did you want to be a real estate agent? Did you know what you want to do? Like, how did it feel when you exited the military? Were you just kind of like, did you have a transition of what you wanted to go do?
I got my license while I was still in, so I retired a few months afterwards. But I got my license when I was still active duty.
For what?
Real estate.
No, I understand. Like, what was the reasoning for getting it? Sorry.
Because I just wanted to. Well, first of all, really, truly, I wasn't even married when I first got my license. I was still with my boyfriend, which is now my husband. So, getting out of the military and having that cushion, having your medical and a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th as a single mom with 3 kids, it's scary, that transition. So I was like, well, I guess I got to figure something out. And Matt, my husband, he said, well, you like houses. I mean, and you've bought several.
You like houses.
Yeah, you like real estate. You like houses. You have to sell. Because I'd be that, Zillow, he's like, just get your license and see how you do. Okay. And Christy sold my husband his house. And he's like, I'll connect, whatever. And I got in connecting with Christy. And she said, I'm going to join it. I'm going to have a team. Join my team. And that's all I've ever known was Christy, Berkshire Hathaway. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was nice. Yeah.
And so you enjoy doing it?
I do. It's nice for me because I have my retirement. So I don't have to sell. I don't have to hustle, which I think really changes how you sell. Because I don't need to do this to pay the bills. So I'm not pushy and it just comes more natural that way. But yeah.
I think that's we're coming into a generation too of like people that just don't want pushy salespeople. It's like we know how you make your money kind of thing, when it comes to salespeople, and we're like we don't want to feel like we're being pressured into buying something.
Right. Yeah, they teach you all these techniques when you're in real estate. Like you got to call and text and email, and then call and text and email. Look, man.
Or even they said something like along the lines of like, you tell someone, if what's going to stop you from buying this house today? I'm like, I'm going to tell you a lot of things.
Your attitude.
Yeah. So we're not I'm not salesy like that, and that makes it nice, right?
Probably why it, like you took off. Like, that's probably why, because you're
Yeah.
just so chill about it.
Yeah.
And she's just, everyone, like,
You can't
anyone
not
that
like her.
meets her, they always instantly fall in love with her. She's good at what she does. She's very good at what she does.
Thank you. I'm nice, probably.
And she's real. She'll keep it real with you. She'll pull up
Yes.
looking real hot, and the next thing you know, she'll pull up looking real sweaty. You'll never know what you're gonna get with this one, but she's always gonna be honest and tell you how it is.
Oh yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
So Bryce, how did you get into real estate? I'm assuming mom drug you along like the kayaks.
No, actually,
There's a story.
There is a story. So I was bartending in Channelside, downtown Tampa.
We were skiing.
Yeah, she was skiing, but during that transition of me getting out of like the bar scene and stuff like that, I knew I wanted to do something a little bit more professional. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. She already had a team of 4 or 5 girls that they weren't really pulling their weight. We went on our annual ski trip, and my mom was hustling even there. Like, she was trying to close deals for them that they should have been doing. We were getting leads left and right because the market was real hot, taking off at the beginning of last year, or beginning of 2 years ago, excuse me. And I was just tired of seeing her, like, struggle, and I was like, I think I could do this with her, and I got my license, and yeah, now here we are. But it's the best decision I've ever made.
And you're going to school.
And I'm going to school. And I'm picking up another license right now.
Yeah.
Really? For what?
My 215 finance license to sell life insurance and annuities. So my generation of people aren't necessarily buying houses, but they're starting families. So it kind of makes sense just to make sure they're properly protected, set them up with retirement plans. If I can't get them on one end, I'm going to get them on the back end. But
Right.
It also just instills that trust. Like, if I've secured them with that, why wouldn't they want to use me as an agent too?
Right,
So.
right. Yeah.
And
You do one
property
thing like you do
management
always.
too. But
He's all over the place. He
I
knows
really
everything.
am. I'm just dipping in, just figuring it all out. What
Every
I
time I
do.
see him, he's like, "Oh, I just started doing this." I'm like, "Okay, good for you."
I know for a minute there I was going to be a Pilates instructor. I mean, just went through, go through all these different things. I'm like, I'll try this.
He's
Yeah.
young. Why not?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Exactly.
Yeah. You might start a podcast. That's about the worst that can happen.
I love it though. It's so much fun. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's half the battle is just figuring out what you want to do. That's part of the reason that I started the podcast and called it what I did, is just so many people trying in our age group trying to figure out what they want to do, because like, so a lot of kids will feel pressure from their parents to do certain jobs, and it's like, you don't have to, like, life is so variable and malleable that it's like, why don't you just find what fits you instead of just getting a job and making a certain amount of money and be like, well, this is my life.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can retire one day.
Well, and it's been like, our parents expect us, right, when you graduate high school, you go to college. That's not everybody's in their wheelhouse. And he tried it, and I'm like, yo, man, just come back home. It's just not for you. And then it was for him. Like, eventually he was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a second round. And now he's 4.0 and on Dean's list.
I didn't know what I wanted to do, like, when I first went to school. So when I was first going to school, I wanted to be a pharmacist, and then I wanted to be a dentist, and then I wanted to be in this medical field, because you hear like, oh, they're gonna make how much money.
So you're after the wrong reasons.
Of course, yeah, and it just never. I couldn't stick with it. I wasn't pulling the grades. Wasn't hanging out with the right people. Then I came back home and kind of had like a switch in my path, and then still was honestly not hanging out with the right people, doing my thing, bartending, having fun, partying, and then once I stepped into real estate really like pulled me back down to what I want to be, what she wants me to be, what my partner wants me to be. So it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, because like the traditional cycle is people go to college and, rack up a ton of money in debt, and then they, doing a job to do a specific job. Like, if you had stuck with the pharmacy thing, it's like, well, okay, now I'm a pharmacist. I hate being a pharmacist, but I have all this money in student loans I have to pay back. And then during that time when you're figuring out that you actually hate it, you typically buy a house, buy a car, you know what I mean? Like,
more debt.
you just max out the credit cards, and next thing you know, you're like swimming in debt, and you're like, well, I can't go back to school and start from ground zero, because now I make this, $180,000 a year. I have to keep this same like pace.
For sure.
So yeah, it's life sets you up to where
is.
it can happen, especially like the norms of society too, because like so much of my family was like, you're gonna go to college, right? And I'm
Same.
like, I got my associate's degree, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I was like, I feel like I did that. I got a very generic thing, but I'm like, let me just go out into the world and figure out what I want to do. So that's the hardest part.
Oh, for sure. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm not going to stay here. Yeah. I guess I'll go. And my grandfather was in the military, and he enlisted me. So I was like, yeah, this is going to work. I'll just do a few years, get my college paid for, and then I'm out. And then another enlistment, and another baby, and then another enlistment, and another baby. And next thing you know, I'm like, okay, well, I'm at 15 years. I might as well just stay in.
Oh, yeah. I think if you hit double digits, you should just stay 20.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
And I also think for kids or younger generation that really just don't know what they want to do, the first couple of years in the military is so eye-opening. I mean, you get your college and you get a career or an idea of a career path, and then you can kind of just go from there if kids just don't know what they want to do. I think it's a great idea.
Oh, yeah. I think there should be some kind of, like, I guess not mandatory service, but, like, I feel like that should be talked about more. That and trade school.
110%.
Because college, college has become such a giant business. It's like,
I feel like
you know.
the education is not the priority anymore.
no, it's the college experience.
It's all about
Yeah.
the
It's
social life
stacking up
and getting your money kind
An
of thing.
unbankruptable debt, yeah. Yeah, no, I really think too many people aren't going into, especially in our generation too, because like, I mean, very, very few people, unless they're like dudes that grew up with dads that were already in a trade, like, there's not that many people that are going to trade school.
Right.
I mean, we need mechanics, we need plumbers, we need electricians, contractors. It's crazy. I technically could go do it now, but I kind of like toy with the idea. I'm like, I should have been a plumber. Like, they make so much money.
They do.
Yeah.
My husband has an MBA, and guess what he's doing when he gets out of the military? Electrician.
Yeah.
He's an electrician. That's it. I mean, you can make so much money. He is already making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just, a real estate agent, they need this on this inspection, blah, 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 blah.
Boom.
Yeah. But that was also a skill the military taught him. The first 10 years he was in, he was an electrician.
I mean, the benefits, I mean, there are some, depending upon what you do for the military, there's some pretty terrible downsides to it, but there's a ton of benefits of the actual job itself on top of that. It's free education.
Free education.
Really good free education, especially in life.
Free health care.
Yeah.
Guess how
even
much I
better.
paid to have 3 kids? Nothing. Actually, I paid $100 for one of their circumcisions. I know that's kind of weird. But that's the only. That's the
They
only.
didn't have a coupon you could clip.
I know they were flipping something else. I didn't want to use a Groupon for that one.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Insane.
I know. It actually was really, really good, and I met a lot of great people. I mean,
Yeah, and you got to
because-
travel on the government's dime.
I did. I spent a month in Europe with my husband. I'd never even been out of the country at that point. And we went to Paris and Cologne and like all these places. And it was just gorgeous, fun.
Yeah.
Join the military.
You would never let me do that. I
It's
would.
not too late.
I don't know if I don't think she'd be okay with that. She's saying that for the camera, but I don't think she'd be okay with that.
Yeah, you'd have to move. Well, I mean, we're done moving. Like
Yeah.
you get to a point in your career where you're done. But
No.
it was exciting, for sure. I had him in Wyoming, another baby in Mississippi, another baby in Virginia. So they like all last year when we went skiing, I was like, "Hey, you want to go?
See where you were born?
You want to go see where you're born?" And we did. And how was it?
Like the sound that I hear right now. Like nothing. I mean, it
Nothing
was.
there.
They
It
took
was
my
like,
military ID because it was expired, so I was a little upset about that, truthfully.
Yeah.
But I guess it was supposed to happen if I go back. They were like, "Oh, the king is here."
Take your military ID.
No, I mean it was cool. It was different. I
It was
like
cool
Florida.
for like this many seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
What's next?
and
Been there,
Cheyenne-
done that.
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah,
thing,
and
yeah.
Cheyenne is the capital, and it's nothing.
No,
Like
it's tiny.
it's-
It's so run down. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just. It wasn't
in
what
Wyoming?
it was
Yeah.
not what I expected it to be.
Apparently, a statistic I heard, and I'm just going to say it anyways, was that Wyoming is like the meth capital of the United States, apparently. It's like,
I thought that was Bradenton.
well, that's probably... Jesus.
Second.
No, but apparently, like, for the population percentage-wise,
Oh, okay, that
apparently,
makes
I
sense.
believe. I don't know. I might just be spewing nonsense. But until someone corrects me, I'm going to keep saying
Okay.
it.
Makes
so.
up facts. Don't listen
I
to
hear it
anything
like
he
10 years
says.
ago, and I just re-say it. I'm a professional re-sayer, but it's
Like
fine.
saw it on Instagram and it was fact checked or something.
Yeah, probably.
It wouldn't
She just doesn't
surprise
ever
me.
want me to be right. That's all it is.
I just don't trust anything you say.
Until it's Googled, and she goes, "Oh, you're right." So we don't have. I'm not gonna
1% of the
Google it.
time.
Well, Wyoming, yeah, there's nothing much there. So if there's a lot of meth, I guess that would be.
Is it beautiful
That
up
would
there though?
explain.
I can't
She
say
says
no.
no.
But
Well,
yes, there are some
yeah.
very beautiful places, but that's northern Wyoming. Southern Wyoming,
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to Colorado, so if you just drive north from Denver, it just starts getting flat and brown and nothing. And that's southern Wyoming is flat and brown and windy. Windy as hell, like tumbleweeds. I didn't really know that
Those are
was
real.
Those
Yeah.
are 100% real.
Have you been to Utah?
No.
Utah has tumbleweeds.
Yeah. So does New Mexico.
Dude, it was. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yes.
When I saw that, I was like,
was like,
holy
it's
shit!
real.
This isn't just in Looney Tunes. What
No,
the hell?
that's
I
real.
was so confused.
Yeah, people actually would gather them and make snowmen out of the tumbleweeds.
God.
Like, yeah. I mean, I had a tumbleweed go so fast it put a hole in my tire. Remember when
And busted out your front windshield.
Not-
Not the windshield, the tail light.
the tail light?
What?
Yeah,
A tumbleweed.
because in New Mexico, there's no trees. So
No.
when it's windy, there's nothing to stop it. Like that wind is like hurricane. I mean,
We were at a track meet once, and the pole vault thing that you jump onto, like the pole vault and the bed, the mattress, it was flipping and flopping
Flipping
through
down the
the
football
field
field.
because of how windy it was.
yeah, I'm like, are they going to cancel this meet? Like, I mean, he weighs like 90
I could have been
pounds.
flying away
He
from
could
the
have been-
wind.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, Utah's super beautiful to drive through. Like that was the one place, like if I could go change what we did in Utah, I didn't like where we stayed because we stayed in some central like town, but it was like it was like
He
a
was
nothing
literally
town.
like Googling like the grading of like safety in every area we went to, and he spent probably
I
like
was-
a day and a half just researching this one place. So that's
Yeah.
why we ended up where we ended up, because it had like a really good safety rating.
Yeah, I acted like we were going to another country because I'd never been out
so
west. I had no idea what to expect. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like when people are telling you you're driving through the mountains, I'm like, oh, we're gonna die.
I'm like, we'll be fine.
Especially when I found out she was driving. Are you kidding? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was last minute. We weren't prepared for that.
Yeah, I know, and I accepted death at that point. That's the only reason we survived.
I
But
did really good.
you did okay.
I did really
You
good.
we survived. But
So you haven't gone out of the country yet then?
I have on a cruise, but I don't count
That
that.
doesn't count.
Kind of. Where'd you go? Mexico?
Jamaica, Mexico, and Haiti.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you went.
More
you,
than me.
Yeah.
You saw like locals, right? You talked to the locals.
I get like the cruise ship town locals. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I want to go like live in Mexico. That's like a goal of mine one
That's
day.
where I'm from.
Really, so beautiful. The food
Yeah.
is. We're going to Mexico on the 18th, but I don't really Karma. I don't know where we're going. I don't know. I'm just excited to go
I
get
would never. I would
tacos.
tell you the address of a place that I'm going to. Like you know what I mean? Oh, I'm super on top of that.
But
stuff.
it's a cruise, so I don't know.
Oh.
It's whatever port they say I'm going to go to.
yeah. Okay, on a cruise, I guess I'm
Probably
more
like
relaxed.
Cozumel or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to like live in Mexico. That'd be
Oh my
cool.
God.
Learn Spanish in Mexico? Are you kidding me? That'd be the coolest thing ever.
So we went to Tulum last year. Me and his younger brother. He's a little salty because his younger brother has gone on a lot of trips and he hasn't yet.
You've been too busy.
He
busy.
has a trip coming up.
I do. Well, that I need to get a passport too. My brother has passport, and so
Yeah.
he has a little bit. He's able to go and do more than I'm able to do.
Can get it.
I need to.
So I've been taking the boys on trips. So this summer I took Alex and I, my 13-year-old, we went to Alaska for 10 days.
Oh,
That was amazing.
I really want to go there one day. too.
Yeah, that was amazing. But Christy also went to Alaska like maybe 2 months after, and she didn't see half the stuff that I saw. So when you go, it definitely needs to be like August, July time frame because it's cold.
Yeah.
And then you see more wildlife. I mean, I wanted to see like Shamu and,
Did you do the cruise? Is that what you? Okay, Alaskan cruise. Yeah,
I did the Alaskan
I would
cruise.
like to do that one day.
Yeah,
too.
it was
Yeah.
it was so awesome. So awesome.
Yeah.
And then his middle brother and I went to Europe in March. And then he has a trip coming up. When my dad passed away, he left me a little inheritance. And I said, remember I told you memories are more important to
Yeah,
me
yeah.
than buying a whole bunch of shit that's just going to go in the garbage. So I just take a little bit of money and say, okay, let's go on another trip. Let's go on another trip. He's going to go to Amsterdam. That's
That
going to be
or
our pivot.
Iceland, I
or
think.
Iceland. Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to go to Switzerland one day.
Oh, God, yes.
I wouldn't mind living in Switzerland
We're
either.
obsessed with it. Like that's the one
just
place
love
that
that
we're
you
like
can-
we would move.
I just love the idea that it's a ski. I mean, granted, it's like a lot of rich people there, but like, I like the idea that like you can ski there. And not only that, you're pretty much like if you live there and you're a citizen there, like you're never gonna go to war. You know what I mean? If you look at the past
Right,
history, they
right.
never go to war. So I'm like,
There's
a good
castles
track record.
everywhere. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
you feel like your tax dollars there actually go to something worthwhile
Yeah.
too, because like from what I understand, it's a pretty well taken care of place. So
Like their food and everything is top notch from what
Yeah.
I've heard.
yeah, it's also the size of like half of a state here, so it's
Yeah.
very small. But I want to go. I've never been to Europe or anything like that before.
yeah,
I would love to go.
So there's cheap tickets right now. I just saw, because I'm always looking. You can fly to Paris from Tampa for $400. That's one way, but
Wow.
I don't think that's.
I'm
right.
down for the one way. Yeah,
I
and then
know we
just
did.
Stay, never come back.
and then just figure it out
But
what I
that's the
want to do
thing.
from there.
Once you get there, then you just travel. You can go to Paris and you can go to Switzerland in 2 hours or
Yeah.
whatever on a train.
Yeah. And trains are there actually nice too. It's not like taking a train in the United States.
No, it's yeah. I mean, they're not like. It's not like going on first class,
Right.
They're still a little bit of grimy, but yeah, they're fast and it's cheap. You can travel everywhere. Yeah, do it.
Oh yeah, that one of the books that I just finished reading was called The 4-Hour Work Week. I don't know if you've ever read that one or heard about it, but that's one of the things he talks about. Is he's like, why does everybody wait till they like retire to live their lives? And he talks about planning out retirement vacations and like, limiting the amount of work that you do and all this other stuff too, so that you can like basically he takes like these vacations every year pretty much, which I forget what he calls them, mini retirements. Where he
Yeah.
basically just goes and lives in another country for 6 months or something like that.
Oh my God, that would be so nice.
Yeah.
But think about it. When people go, oh, I'm going to travel when I retire. I mean, I'm retired, but most people are retiring in their 60s.
They're dead.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's
You
so...
don't have energy. They don't.
They don't have money at that point either.
Right, money, but it's so inconvenient traveling. You're carrying a bag, you're sweating and it's hard to travel. So I couldn't imagine traveling once I retired. I want to do it now.
Yeah. Well, he talks about it like he's become like professional retirement. Like he talks about like to the point where like when he takes his backpack, he knows like everything that he's taking. He's very selective of what he takes with him, and he takes very limited stuff too.
For sure.
And he'll like go live somewhere for 6 months with a backpack.
That stresses me out.
Well,
Yeah.
that would be a lot.
We did our 2-week honeymoon out of carry-on suitcases.
Heck
You
yeah.
can do that.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten really good at packing. I used to do the whole big, and I don't wear half the stuff. Now I know exactly down to the, and I might have to flip these underwear inside out, but because who's trying to lose a bag when you're in Europe?
Yeah, right.
You know,
no,
that's
I
true.
want it attached to my I want
I
a little
need to know.
little things,
I'm
just a
100%,
bracelet attachment to it.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, I need 6 different outfits because I'm going to calculate where I'm going to take these pictures in different outfits to make the trip look like I was there for a little bit longer.
No, I've gotten to the
You're an
point. I hit the point much earlier in life where I just stopped giving a shit what other people think.
I'm gonna wear this hoodie and then I'm gonna switch it inside out. It's gonna look the next day.
I wore nothing but flannels on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And jackets.
Yeah.
I took one jacket that breaks down into like 3 jackets, I think, or 2 jackets. It was like a really heavy jacket, and then I would just put that over flannels.
And when you travel in the wintertime, you don't have to wear that many like you can wear clothes a couple of times because you're not sweating and nasty.
Right.
Jeans you can wear like 4 days.
Right.
I mean, as long as you're not dirty.
Yeah.
Dropping food on it.
I say that's the problem with me is I eat like a pig at slop, so I can't do that. I had to get we had to plan Airbnbs that had washer dryer units for me.
So where would you go if you could go out of the country tomorrow? Where would you go?
Tomorrow, without checking the travel rating. Ooh. No, I would really like to go to Switzerland. I mean, Sweden would be cool.
I'd probably go to Australia.
I have no desire to. Have you seen the spiders over there? Fuck that.
Like,
They got some
I feel like
stuff
it'd be
over there.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go to like a town in Australia. I don't know about like they got like scorpions and shit, dude.
Mexico has scorpions.
Everything, yeah, but everything wants to kill you in Australia.
You literally have
Everything.
to check your bedding for scorpions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Even kangaroos want to kill you.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to kill you there.
It's an adventure.
It's funny because I'm the one who hunts and stuff like that, and I'm like, she's the one who's like, ew, dirt. Like I'm the one like, I don't want to go to Australia.
I'm also like, ooh, danger.
I would go to Australia. The tickets are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long flight.
It's a very long flight. Yeah.
Ireland would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Italy, I guess.
Yeah.
She really wants to go to Positano one day.
Where's Positano?
Italy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little like beach town, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just want to go and eat fresh pasta every single day. That's why I love to travel. I just like to eat other people's food, other cultures.
Oh,
try
the other
this.
cultures
Yeah.
thing is so much fun. It's like, let me just forget everything I know. Like, as long as there's coffee, I'm good. I'll do whatever. If they only eat once a day, I can eat once a day.
You
That's
would
fine.
love London then.
Yeah.
Coffee everywhere. The best coffee. And it's like this big.
Yeah. I like Spanish coffee. I wouldn't mind going to South America someplace too as well.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I'm really not limited on where I want to go.
Everywhere.
I really don't want to go to the Middle East or China.
Yeah.
No desire to go to those places.
Yeah.
Like Abu Dhabi doesn't excite me at all.
No.
Even if I had.
What about Dubai?
Dubai.
Yeah, none of those.
No.
Really?
No
just-
desire.
Yeah.
That's too. Yeah.
Dubai was like the sand, and they just built this
Built a whole
super
bunch of-
expensive
yeah.
place.
Wild. Right?
That's how you know you have too much money, too much oil money.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, like, I'm also the person too. If you gave me $1 billion tomorrow, it wouldn't change my life that drastically.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I would like my truck would, be painted nicer, and I would have like a muscle car. But like, I don't think I would drive a Ferrari. I don't know. I don't have any desire to have that stuff. I actually struggled in the 4-hour work week. There's in the book, there's like a spread, or not like a spreadsheet, but like a sheet that you supposed to fill out with all your materialistic dreams and stuff like that. And like, I struggled on the materialistic dreams part because like I don't have very many things that I like materialistically.
I love that.
Yeah, but like, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. That's the problem. You can ask her. Like,
His
time
hobbies are expensive.
expensive and very time consuming.
Yeah.
So like, to do all that was the problem. Part of the list where I was like flipping to the back of the piece of paper, like filling all the stuff that I want to do with my life. And I'm like, Jesus, I need to calm down. I need to lower my expectation.
I think I would buy a jet so I could travel all over. That'd be the only.
If I had $1 billion, probably I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a really awesome RV, because our RV
No,
is.
I am buying 3010 Wilton Lane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You could be my neighbor.
If I had $1 billion, I would probably have I don't know. What's the most amount of money if you had $1 billion that you'd spend on a house? Because I was thinking about this the other day, and I found one on Realtor.com that's like 2.4, and I'm like, that's probably like
That's
it would be
still like insane to me.
it would be less than $10 million, but it would be a kick-ass
I would
place
probably
on
not
like
even sign off
400
on that.
acres. No, it would be on like 400 acres. I would
Not
make
even
sure I
water
can't
view.
have no water view. I don't give a shit about water.
Okay.
Mountain
all-
mountain view though.
I was gonna say better like
Mountain
mountains.
view.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we're talking Georgia here for me. Georgia, North Carolina, somewhere like that.
My
Tennessee.
parents live in Georgia. Have 100 acres. They're big hunters, and that's all I know.
I need your parents' phone numbers.
I
I was like, do they need someone? Do they just
They're
want
always
some-
up there. Yeah, my
I'll be their
stepdad just
friends.
killed I don't know, a 6 point or
think
something.
it was 8.
Was it 8? Yeah.
It's pretty big.
To her, that's like, whatever.
I would-
Never even seen one.
That's not true. I almost hit one in Georgia while we were up there.
Yeah, it's cool. My sister, she's gorgeous. She's blonde hair, blue eyes, and she has killed I don't know how many deer. And you would look at her and go, "Really?"
No.
And hogs.
And hogs.
And she has like a whole farm, doesn't she?
She has a farm. With
She's living my
cows,
life.
Yeah.
She's living the life you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, can we
I
get a
just want
cow and
chickens,
chickens?
cows, goats. Like I'm not
Pigs.
asking for a lot.
She's
That's
got
a
three
lot.
pigs.
I
It's
told
a
her.
lot.
I told her if she wants chickens, she can have chickens if she is willing to cut one of their heads off.
I know,
'Cause that's something-
right. You have to do it.
It's something you might have to do if you have chickens.
Yeah,
My
they
mom
put
did
in
it, I
like
can
this
do it.
cone thing.
Yep. Pull the head out.
Put the head out and
Yep.
But I wouldn't be eating it for the meat. I'd be eating it for the.
Right, but you realize like we're not going to take that to a vet and have it euthanized.
No, but you can do that
We are.
part.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mind.
oh no.
If it's a pet, that's going to make it suck more.
Yeah, you can't name
so
them.
you need to be able to do that too.
Just
Them-
make them disappear and then a new one
make them
appears. They'll be
disappear.
fine.
Oh, it went to its new
Just
home.
replace it with one that looks like it.
Flush it down the toilet like a
Have you
goldfish.
ever watched The Alaskan Great Frontier?
Uh-uh.
Oh, that's like my favorite show. I love
Oh my
it.
God, you're gonna see how people get real chest hair.
Where do you think I come from?
Dude, you should watch that show.
We literally would kill chickens in our backyard.
Yeah, we's a lot of people.
But like, if they can do it, I can do it. If my mom can do it, I can do it.
She would cut the head off?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
What happens when it gets like real mean and like goes at
Yeah,
you?
the
and they get
rooster.
big
Kick it.
No. Mm-mm.
Hit it with a broom handle.
Having a farm, like, you have to have like really, really, really thick skin.
Grit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like my sister gets attached, and then all of a sudden this cow's sick, and then my brother-in-law has to go and
I know she's calling. She's like, "Cupcake died." I'm like, "Girl, I
Cupcake,
know you did
girl,
not
why
name
did you
your
name-
cow Cupcake." Like,
That's a
yeah,
perfect cow name.
Yeah, like what in the world?
Aw.
But yeah, she called me one time. She's like, this one had a bladder infection or something. My sister's a nurse. She's like, I cathed it. I'm like,
You did what?
You what? She's like, yeah, and I had to use a metal straw because I'm like, oh my god,
Jesus.
girl. Right? So she
like
tried to
Saw.
cath it, and it didn't
That
work
cow was
out.
like, get the gun.
No, no.
yeah.
Get the gun.
I'm like, just get in the car and drive, and then Steven had to take it out back and do his thing.
Yeah, my mom called me at work once, and was like, it was like at a previous job, and it was like 9:00 at night, and I remember I like take the phone call and they're like, Ryan, it's for you. I like take the phone call and she's like, hey, I might need you to come kill Charlie. Charlie was the goat at my mom's house. She goes, yeah, I think we're gonna have to put him down. I was like, okay. And I like remember I covered the bottom of the phone. I like turned to my manager at the time and I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to go kill the goat. I'll be back.
He's probably like, what?
He was like, that's the most redneck shit I've ever heard. I'm like, mom needs the goat dead. And then she's like, well, I'm going to have your uncle come over and do it. If he can't do it, then I'm going to need you to come home and do it. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, my uncle went and did it because I didn't.
Yeah. And I asked my brother, I'm like, is that hard? He's like, I mean, it's not easy, but
You probably get used to it.
you just have to.
Well, you're like giving the animal, I guess, relief.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting it out of its misery.
Yeah.
You ever seen Old Yeller?
Yes, I read the book when I was like in 3rd grade or 4th. Yeah.
But now, if you did today, if you euthanized your own dog and like word got out, whew,
right.
you'd be on
You're
Fox
done.
13. You'd
You're
be
done.
all over the
Oh,
news. Yeah.
PETA. or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the vegans would come get you.
Yeah. World full of sissies, it feels like. But yeah. But no, I definitely like the country living. So if I had $1 billion, that's probably where I'd be, somewhere where there's mountains. I love like having a cup of coffee and like looking at the
Oh,
mountains.
yeah. You're
Like
right.
Blue Ridge area.
So beautiful, right?
Especially like when the leaves are turning too and you see all the colors. It's
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
It's
Or
so
like you see the
beautiful.
fog in the morning, like covering the mountains
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a whole just different environment. Like it feels peaceful.
Yeah, even the air smells different.
I just hate palm trees. I just hate palm trees. I could never see a palm tree again and be okay with it.
Since we got back from Georgia, every little small inconvenience, like we're like, this would never happen in Georgia.
You're like, oh,
This would never happen in Georgia.
You're like, I hate Florida. I hate Florida. Yeah.
You think you'll go to Georgia?
Oh,
Probably,
100%.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
3 to 5 years we'll be in Georgia.
Yeah, I'm that person that like if there's something that gets in my mind that I want to do, like it's just a matter of time before I do it.
Good.
That's why we
Yeah,
started
heck
dating.
yeah.
That's why we got married. That's why we like. That's
like,
why I
okay, I
started the
guess.
podcast. That's why I do jujitsu. That's why like everything that I do, like it starts as like a little thought and it just snowballs in my brain. I'm like, I have to do it.
Good.
So-
Heck yeah,
fun.
that's awesome.
It's problematic though because then my list gets bigger and bigger. I want to learn Spanish. I want to go bow hunting. I want to do all these things. And
And it's not like, you don't have like small things you want to do.
It's not-
All of
Those are,
your
like,
stuff is
big,
like, let's go
long-term.
change the world.
yeah. I want to learn to build furniture. It's like stupid shit. Yeah.
Well, I
She's
used,
a carpenter
I
over there.
yeah, I was
She
trying to
is.
dabble into that.
No, I wouldn't say dabble. She successfully has built like
2
built-ins
closets.
and she does her thing pretty
It's
good.
fun, right? It's super satisfying when you get done with it and you're
yeah.
like, I always have the issue of like I get done building something, I'm like I think of all the ways I could have made it better,
Right.
And then everyone else around me is like, oh no, it's great. I'm like, you don't even understand.
You don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it taught me like patience, a lot of patience, and just go slow. Mm-hmm. And I'm just ripping through things, and it's all cockeyed, and I'm like, damn, I got to do that again. That lumber costs a lot.
You improvise a lot too.
Yeah.
When something
Yeah.
you're like put something up next to it and you're like, well shit, this didn't work out like I thought it would. How do I figure this out?
But that's tapping into a creative mind or creative part of your mind, and that's why I like to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. It's like cooking. Do you like cooking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
same
do.
reason for me
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Yeah, I cooked a lot growing up, and that figuring it out part of it. Like she likes to bake. I fucking hate baking.
Yeah,
I could
it's
never
different,
bake
right?
again. Yeah, I don't like it because my culinary teacher in high school, he's been on the podcast before, but one of the things that he used to say is that like cooking is an art and baking is a science. And I hate science,
that's
so I was
true.
like, I don't like the baking part of it because it has to be like exact measurements, and you got to put these things together. Let this bubble first. And then, I can't do. She loves that stuff though.
It's like I can do it in steps. I feel like cooking, it's like an hour and a half long process to eat it in 5 minutes, and I still have to clean up. With baking, it's like, okay, you do the first part, mix the dough, let it sit 20 minutes, like clean up, go away.
Yeah.
Come back like an hour later, do the next step, go
Okay.
away.
There's no art to it to me to
There
me though for
is.
that, and I like the art of cooking because she'll be like, "How do you know the pasta's done?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just stir it."
You take it and you throw it, and if it sticks on the cabinet, then
Yeah.
you know it's cooked.
Yeah.
No,
I've never
just-
actually done that, but I have heard that before.
I'll try it.
It works. My brother one time took a whole handful through it, and the whole thing stuck. That's stuck with me.
My house.
How many kids do you have?
3, too many.
Three
No, I'm
too
just
many.
kidding. I'm just kidding. They're all precious, yeah. But
What
he's the oldest. Bryce is 23, and then Braden is 19, and Alex is 13. Yeah,
Nice.
all boys.
Nice.
Monsters. But my middle one, he just honestly was always hurt, always hospitalized, always stitches, always something, always something. This one, never got hurt.
Just an angel.
He was in a bubble, like there,
Sure am.
like yeah,
Protection.
seriously. And then I had Braden, his brother. I'm like, dang man,
You tricked me.
One of us had to do it.
Yeah.
One time he jumped off of a bunk bed at the top, and he hit the corner of a dresser, and his head literally stuck inside of it.
Oh my
And
god.
I remember having to call 911 and pull the kid off of the dresser.
Mom and they come running into the room, blood's everywhere. Like honestly, I
And
thought
we were young. Like I was probably like 7 or 8.
They don't grow out of it, by the way.
No.
Yeah. I'll tell them the blood stories at our house once they're done.
Which one?
Okay, that's
yeah,
fine.
see, blood everywhere, always. These kids. It's actually only Braden, because even Alex, he doesn't.
He'll
doesn't-
get hurt. Like he'll get like scratched,
scratched
hurt, but like
or
not
something,
like
but
Braden
Braden
will
is
like
just
lose a finger,
balls
lose
to the wall, like oh, you lost to that dog fight? Yeah, I could see that coming.
Yeah.
13 stitches by the time he was 2.
Fearless.
Lost a battle to a dog fight. Like
and a snapping turtle like
Yeah, I
clipped
mean,
the tip
just-
of his like he's all messed
curious.
up.
Yeah. Curious, and then the outcomes don't work out in his favor. Yeah. It's so I grew up with one brother, and just we were close
Same.
enough in age, just constant hell, just bleeding, fighting. Yeah, I can only imagine what it would be like to be a parent to
I
multiple
can only imagine
boys.
my poor mom. I have
Yeah.
4 older brothers.
Yeah.
oh my god.
4 of them, and they're all like a couple years apart, and I'm 10 years younger than the oldest.
No,
like,
10
the
years. The next.
My youngest oldest brother is 10 years older than me.
Oh my god.
The youngest.
Your
There's a
mom
gap.
waited a long time.
And you're the only girl?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the baby.
Let's put it this way: her oldest brother, the oldest of all 4 of them, his first daughter is almost the same age as her. They're like a year
Really?
apart.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like my
Crazy.
mom and her were pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
fun though. That's nice.
I don't think people ever regret having a lot of kids. No, unless they can. I mean, maybe if you break your hand making 17 lunchboxes. But,
Yeah.
you know.
No, having them. I mean, I'm glad I had 3. I don't think I would have had any more, but it is definitely fun because I know they're at least one out of the 3 has to take care of me.
The more you make, the better chances.
I know. I don't think I want my middle one taking care of me.
I imagine when you get like super old that you would still be like traveling and stuff. Like you seem like the person who would just refuse to stop.
I'm not
you should
going
see
to.
her grandma. Her grandma's like 95 years old too, and
Still
she
going.
she knows what an Apple Watch is. She
Text
FaceTimes.
Sounds like
message,
Grammy.
Facebook,
My
yeah.
grandmother, same way.
Driving still, picking up.
I gotta go pick this person up for church.
Oh, well, she the other day, it's kind of sad. She was like, well, this was my 3rd funeral of the week. And she's like,
It was your birthday,
Yeah,
too. I'm
on
like,
her birthday. But
Oh,
she's
you're gonna
just like,
funeral again.
and that's how she's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because it runs, and she cannot, both these women, they cannot stay still. They are always like,
That's how I am. Like,
Yeah.
if I sit still, I'm like, it's just time to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like I have to be doing something. I can't watch TV.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
do well watching TV.
And if it's light outside, I'm not sleeping.
It's hard for me to take a nap.
She's up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Every morning I am up really early.
She hears that. It just goes off.
Why 3 in the morning?
Well, it's more like in between 4:15 and 5. I'm up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We try and wake up at 5.
What
We
time do
actually
you go to bed.
It just depends. Sometimes I'm exhausted, but sometimes I'll stay up until 10, 11. Yeah.
So you don't need much sleep.
No.
Military will do that too.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it truly is probably, 20 years of waking up, doing PT first thing in the morning. We lived on base, and he is true. Like, he's right. We would wake up and hear Reveille.
You hear them
You hear it.
every single morning.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just is ingrained in you. And then the kids are too. I mean, well, for the most part, he will wake up.
Yeah, I wake up. If I want to wake up early, I will. But for the most part, I've been like
recently.
I'll
yeah.
sleep. My sleep is valuable. I mean, going to school,
It's a waste
going
of
to
time
work.
to me.
I
I
need
got
it.
shit to do and people to see and
Yeah, that's how I feel the same way as
Yeah.
you do. That's like we so we were having issues where like it's hard. The hardest part of waking up early is like getting out of bed, right? So like we've started this new thing where like I also hate losing money.
And I hate letting him be right, so.
So what we did is we took out like $50, and the $50 and all on $5 bills. She gets 5 of them, I get 5. So we each have $25, and for each day that we want to sleep in, we have to give the other person $5 from our $25 stuff.
Like,
Otherwise, and I have to work out. So like I was skipping since I started doing jujitsu. I do it like 4 days a week, and I get exhausted from that to the point where I can't sleep well because I'm so exhausted. And I was starting to skipping my weightlifting workouts, which make me feel better, make me stronger, like all that stuff. But I would be so tired in the mornings, and I'd just be like, let me just go back to bed. I need the rest. Similar to what you're saying, and I was like, I need to get back into lifting weights. I need to prioritize this, and but I needed some kind of incentive, and now I have this incentive, and I'm like, I'm not falling back asleep in the morning anymore.
it works too. Like yesterday, I went to hang out with a friend, and it was like I had a meter at 4:30, so it was like maybe like 3:30. I'm like, I haven't worked out today. By the time I get home, it's gonna be really late. I worked out for 30 minutes before I got my ass out of the house, and I'm like, I'll show up sweaty, but he's not getting my $5.
Well, it's like strange because like you'll prioritize other things.
Yeah.
Like you'll prioritize stuff that doesn't impact your life as much as exercising can. You know what I mean? So like I was thinking that like if I'm 100 years old, I'd probably be like I should have worked out more if I'm debilitated at that
for
point.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's unforeseen things that could happen, but you never know on those ones. But
Yeah.
that part of it, I wanted to make sure that I was working out and prioritizing that. Now it's so easy to prioritize it, knowing that there's this immediate negative consequence.
Yeah.
It really makes you want to do it more.
So Matt and I, it's whoever is the last person that gets out of bed has to make the bed.
Oh yeah,
So
I
I'm
tried
like
that.
out. I'm out.
Tried it for 30 seconds. Doesn't work. I'm running
Just
late
like
for work. I'm running late for
My
work.
thing is like whoever is the last person to put dishes, like if everything's clean and you went to get a snack or something, like clean your dishes. That
Yeah.
doesn't work either.
Sorry, if I do everything you ask of me, I would never have time for any of my own stuff.
Oh, it's really fun when you have kids because it's never their dishes. It's never their socks. It's never. Those aren't even my shoes. I'm like,
They're on your feet right now.
I know. I don't. Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
funny.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Huh. Yeah, so I'm always normally the first person out of the bed. There are times where he's out of the bed and then
Do you have any tricks for like what makes you get up early, or is it just natural at this point?
it's truly natural. Like I'm up. And then the best invention ever is there's an alarm. My clock goes on the ceiling. So all I do is I'm laying in bed. I'm like, oh, yeah, I gotta get up.
It's like a
I don't
laser.
have to, it's a laser and it shows the time on there. So I don't have to touch my phone. I don't have to look over here. I just do.
Is it an alarm? Does it do an alarm?
It doesn't. It could be. It could be. I don't need an alarm because I wake up anyways. But as soon as I
That's-
look at the ceiling, I'm like, oh, man, I gotta go.
I feel like you should be investigated for criminal charges after that. Hearing that, you wake up naturally at that time.
I do.
Sheesh.
It's crazy.
I do notice that after about a week of doing the waking up at 5 a.m. thing, that I'll wake up at like 4:58 naturally.
Yeah.
But I try and sleep those 2 extra minutes, and that's my fault. And I fuck up
That's where it
every time
goes
I do
downhill.
that.
Stuck
Yeah.
there for 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
It actually gives me. It's not the jitters, but it makes me really uncomfortable if I just have to lay in bed. Like Matt will try to go, come on, let's snuggle. I'm like, listen, man. You should have caught me like 7 minutes ago before I was like, but I have to get up out of this bed right now. I can't stay here any longer.
Oh,
I've
I
already
could-
been here for hours.
I could probably stay there till lunch.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a.
It's got a magnetic force field to it in the morning. It just sucks you in.
Especially right now, it's so cold.
Oh.
Like,
know.
the sheets feel cold.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Oh yeah.
That's harder for me to get up when it's
Especially if
cold
they're
out.
nice sheets. Like
Oh,
we have
for
we have
sure.
like 3 different pairs of sheets, and like this one pair that we're using right now on the bed are like my favorite ones. It just feels like butter on your skin. It's the best. We all know what I'm
Nancy with, like,
talking
a-
about, too.
I
I'm
do.
not being crazy.
Hey,
No,
listen,
yeah.
I have some too.
We have the pair of sheets that we put on the bed sometimes, and I'm like, I'm not as excited to
hate
sleep in
sheets,
these. Yeah.
They make noise. They're a little loud and they're cold.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, like this. They like tug on like the other fabrics and stuff. Like, ugh, it's just
And
not the same.
I just bought us the Tempur-Pedic Cloud Deluxe, and it has the remote where you go and you can sit up. so that my husband's like, why would you get this bed? I'm never going to get out of it. I'm like, you're making the bed every day. I'm out.
I like. Have you seen the new things where it's like temperature controlled beds?
Oh my god,
I need
you
that.
imagine?
We need that.
Especially because she sleeps like a furnace, and I like it to be cold.
Like I have like the sheet, like the blanket folded over twice, and then I have like a weighted blanket that's like
she's got like basically what would be considered 5 layers of
Socks
blankets.
and
And then I'm underneath
everything.
just the flat sheet.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, she's like she sleeps at like 1,000 degrees. I'm pretty sure if we like tempt her body temperature,
I'm still like
it'd
I'm
be 1,000
cold and I
degrees.
stick my feet underneath.
Yeah.
So you're cold
All
when
the
you
time.
sleep. Yeah.
So
all the
she would
time.
need the bed to be hotter, and I would need it to be colder.
Oh my gosh.
That would be cool because it's like individually, like sidewise, you get to pick
Yeah.
what temperature it is
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the adjustable where it's hard and soft,
Yeah,
whatever
the
that sleep number.
Sleep number, yeah. Yeah.
Matt has a weighted blanket and it's just enough for his side. I'm like, don't put that
That's
over
how
here.
hers is.
Yeah, just a half one.
And same thing. She'll be like, "Oh, let's like cuddle," and I'm like, "Get this blanket
yeah,
off of
this
me."
blanket is like, what in the world?
Why do you want a pound of bricks sitting on your chest? I don't get
It's
it.
amazing.
Yeah, he likes that. He says he likes the weight. He likes to have
no.
something. I'm like, oh,
Not a fan.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm
not
not
a fan.
going to lay on you all day. So
You know, I really like those like plush blankets, like what's the one that I have? The gray one.
Oh, just like the fleece one.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah,
make
I
me
look
sweat.
at that. No, I like it when it's super cold out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't like to be like I said. I sleep with the flat sheet.
Yeah.
95% of the time. But when it's really cold, like when I wake up in the morning, I'll like put it over my feet. And that's it. Yeah, love
Well,
those
it's
blankets.
comfort.
Yeah.
It's comfort. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, I need all the blankets in the house.
No, no, I don't want all the. I don't want anyone touching me. I don't like the whole just. Unless it's one of my babies, then I'm a snuggle cuddler. Yeah, I do like this. I do like even like my 19-year-old when we traveled Europe. I was like, yeah, I get to sleep next to my baby. I know it's weird, and I know you smell like BO, and you probably don't want your, but
Bryce, how weird is it to work with your mom?
Not weird. I wouldn't say weird. I would say that it is entertaining. It's not weird. She keeps things lively for sure.
Yeah.
annoying. It can be annoying sometimes for him. I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely, because we're working on it, but she is my voice for certain things, and I'm like trying to make sure that I have a voice too.
Yeah, I finish a sentence a lot.
Yeah, or there's times where like she'll like say something, she's like right, and I'm like, girl, no, it's not what I was saying at all. But
Is there like a better separation between the family?
I was about to say this
Yeah.
is kind of the hardest thing is like I do live at home still too, so like living at home, working with my boss and my mom, that's kind of hard because like some days she's like, you're always scrolling on social media, or you're always doing this, and I'm like, I'm prospecting business, mom. Like you don't know what I'm doing over here on my social media platforms, or so just certain things that like she'll like be like down my neck. But obviously I need it, but it's also like I'm like.
It's got to be a weird
Be normal.
dynamic, I imagine, as far as there's no such thing as like separating those two things. Like, oh, we're put on my business hat now. It's like, no, that's still your mom at the end of the day. You
for
know?
sure. But he has respect for me, so it's not really like I have to go, well, I'm your mom today and your boss tomorrow. It's just like his respect is just universal. He doesn't have
sure.
to. Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
we've always had a really, really close relation. Well, there was a time in college that I didn't like him, but
You know.
we've always had a really good relationship. My older two, my youngest one, but my older two, I've had a really good relationship, close with them.
What would you say are like key principles of raising kids?
You know, people used to say, you've always heard, you're not your kid's friend. I'm not your friend. And I don't believe in that. I mean, it is hard sometimes because he is my best friend, and then I have to like discipline him, and that's with all my kids. But I think that them being my best friend and me being close to them has made it very easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had our challenges, don't get me wrong, but they're open and they can come talk to me for the most part because we do have that close relationship.
Well, and she used to always tell us too. She's like you may think I'm old, but I was only 20 years ago, or like she'll tell us that, and when she says that, I'm like, damn, she's so right. Like she knows what we're doing, she knows what we're up to, because she was scheming, doing the same thing.
Yeah, like I know what that smells like, and I know what that tastes like, and so.
And you think you're so slick.
I do. I'm like, she doesn't know. Like she was in the military. She's like such this. She knows.
She was
They
16
know
once.
everything.
Yeah. They're not stupid. Yeah. It's like the times when I was like a younger person and would be sneaking around doing things that I wouldn't, wasn't telling my parents I was doing. They knew. They just know.
We always do. We just don't want to deal with it sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just don't get fucking caught.
Well, that's the thing. Like he would normally always get caught. Yeah.
9 times or I would know I'm about to get caught, and then I'd like tell her, I'm like, listen, this is how this is about to be.
Yeah. Or or his brother would rat him out, or vice versa. Like he just ratted his brother out recently, and I'm like, okay,
someone's got to do it.
yeah,
Might as well
Keep
be.
them in check.
for sure. So I have to like be creative. Okay, Bryce ratted Braden out, but I don't want to ruin that relationship. So now I need to figure out a creative way to go.
Hopefully they don't find this one.
Yeah, well,
I know, right? I'm like, sorry.
yeah, happens, but he's doing it out of love. And that's what if he finds out, then he does it out of love. Stop
I was
vaping.
like, did I?
Yeah.
No, I'm like, I'm doing it because they're scaring me. He vapes, so like, I want to hear, like, he'll like breathe, and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's such a big thing nowadays with
It
kids,
really
too.
is.
Yeah.
It's scary. And he vaped, and he tried to keep it from me. And obviously, I knew, but I just said, okay, this has to just be a phase, and eventually, it's gonna. I smoked cigarettes when cigarettes were cool in the '90s or whatever, and then so I just
that's
had
like
to.
the takeoff of my 75. Truthfully, like when I started the 75 was to get off nicotine.
There
The
you
first
go.
go around was because like I wanted my healthy life. I wanted to not do anything, and the only way to really do it is if you set all these rules for yourself. So then once like the second go around, it was just a lot easier because I was already off of everything too, and it was just a breeze.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a lot of like overweight people, like they go, oh, I'm just gonna eat healthier, but they don't make defined parameters for that, and then it's so easy to slip away,
up.
and then they go on like keto or some kind of very restrictive diet or something like that, and it's much easier for them to stick to the diet because they go, that's bad, I can't have that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work that way,
Right.
but same
Right.
kind of thing. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna smoke less. It's like you have to have parameters
Totally
of like,
quit it.
this is out
Not
of my
good.
diet, can't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
How was it coming off of nicotine? Was it hard?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely had its challenges. It's a horrible drug. It's the worst thing that you can ever be addicted to.
I would say it's bad.
There's cocaine.
Yes, there's a lot. But
Yeah,
there's
but
a
cocaine you don't
lot,
get
but,
addicted to.
Yeah,
Right. There's
the
heroin.
The aftermath of
Pain
it
pills.
is just like I wouldn't want to wish that on my worst enemy. Truthfully,
Really?
just because it's not like you can't sleep, you're stressed out, you're like
You have to
Brain
have it.
fog.
yeah, you feel like you're like, oh, I need this, and then once you kick that, like I need it, you're so good.
That's how I feel about coffee. Like I hate that coffee has its grip on my life.
It rolls me.
It does.
But I don't drink it all day.
Oh, I could. I try not to.
Well,
I feel like I've finally gotten that one down. I'm down to 1 half and half. So like half caffeine, half decaf
yeah.
a day.
But what's the reason why you don't want to? Because you don't want to be addicted to something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I was drinking like 4 cups of coffee a day, and then I get migraines, and I had really, really bad anxiety, and I felt like the
Oh, well, that's
caffeine just made
definitely-
it so much worse.
for
And I
sure.
refused. Like for years, he's like, "Oh, well, stop drinking coffee. Stop drinking coffee." I'm like, "No, it's not the coffee. It's not the coffee."
I could
was the
drink
coffee.
I could drink coffee and then take a nap. It's not the
Like, it's
coffee. It's not the
fine.
coffee.
It's the coffee.
Yeah.
It does make
I
a
don't-
huge difference.
I don't like how much confidence it gives me. I like that,
Yeah.
but it also scares me because I'm like, who I am when I'm freshly caffeinated and who I'm not, who I am at the end of the day.
When I'm on coffee.
You should like. I wish I could like. I should start like including it on the podcast description. Be like, this was a morning podcast or an evening. Because if it's a morning one, like there's two different kinds of like Ryan's you get. There's evening one where like this, or there's evening when Ryan's drinking, and then there's like morning when Ryan's having coffee. And those are all like different. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Maybe we
just,
should have had coffee when we first started.
I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. I can't.
Yeah,
do
you're
it.
right.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Like if I have a Coke after like noon, I'm like fucked up the rest of the day.
Really?
Yeah, caffeine really affects me. Yeah.
I just do my like 1 or 2 cups in the morning, and then I'm good for the rest of the day.
So when
Yeah.
you go to the gym, are you like no pre-workout?
No, I do pre-workout. Yeah, but I work out first thing in the morning too. I
Yeah.
work
I've never
out like
done
6.
pre-workout.
No.
It's a lower caffeine one that I use too. It tastes like shit.
Mine's so good, and man, it gives me tingles through my whole body. Right when I start pumping, I'm like, oh yeah, girl.
Yeah. Oh, I do like working out with pre-workout though.
Yeah,
It
I can
gets me
throw
fired
every
up.
weight around. I'm like, yeah, get me.
I like
used-
the focus for it. Like how focused you get with it.
I feel intense. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It gives me that confidence. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then you get a good pump too. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I need the confidence all the time. You know, I get so worried because you don't want to be that person who's overly confident for no reason. You know?
You already are that person.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. 'cause I don't
Confidence is a
need
good-
more.
Yeah,
Confidence is a
you
good
are,
trait.
yes.
Like if
Yeah.
you had a big ego,
It'd be different.
yeah,
but
I would be like,
Normally you get one and the same thing together, and that's the hard part.
sometimes I'm like, okay, your head's getting too big. Stop.
And I also think it's kind of like the routine of making my coffee, pouring the creamer in, using
it
my
touches my soul.
foamer. The
That's,
first
like, my
cup,
thing.
or the drink, you're like, oh.
It's like I just want to sit. Like I hate taking my coffee to go. I just want to sit and enjoy my cup of coffee.
Rocking
When
chair.
nobody's
Ooh.
awake in the morning, the house is so quiet. I'm like, yes. Like, But I switch off with tea. I like
can't do
tea.
tea.
No.
I want to be
I
a
like
tea
sweet
person
tea.
so
Like
bad.
Cold sweet tea.
Oh,
yeah.
see, we have like a whole thing, like a coffee bar, and our tea bags are all hung up, and we go and pick our little. Oh yeah.
And we put honey.
Oh.
We have like true tea time. She'll like make it whistles. We hear it in the house.
The whistle.
We have
It's
the
fun.
kettle whistles.
I need that.
It's really cool.
That's
yeah.
what I'm
That's fun.
missing.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing.
And well, now I have recently been introduced to a tincture, and it calms me down. So I'll make my tea in the evening and put some tincture in there, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I think it's like has some CBD or something in it. Yeah, it's really good, and it really relaxes me.
The coffee shop that's right next door to where I do jujitsu, they have all kinds of weird things that you can.
Put in there like
Yeah.
Delta something.
Well, they do. What's the stuff that they sell?
It starts with a K.
Yeah, it starts with
Kratom.
a K.
Kratom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Kratom.
like have kratom there, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you can't drink it too fast. And I was like, what the fuck does it do?
I
I'm so
think,
scared.
I think that's there's a lot of recovering drug people.
Yeah, it's like an opioid.
It's
almost,
yeah. So
or
they go
kind
there
of,
and go to the kratom bars, and that
I think.
it is
Yeah.
some kind of something in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you have too much of it, I believe it gets that like psychedelic almost
Euphoric
effect. Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Oh god, I don't know how much.
I don't know. I don't know much
doing.
about it, but
Yeah.
I'm so.
I don't put that in my coffee.
I'm like so worried about being addicted to things because I already have so many things that are addicting as far as like the between the podcast, jujitsu, all the other things. It's like I don't need something else to take my time and attention and money. Like I
like
already
when-
have enough of
You
those.
had your surgery.
Yeah. Oh, I had my tonsils removed a couple months ago, and they give you some pain meds for that. And I was terrified to take the pain meds.
Yeah, I would be
And
too.
we had just finished watching that TV show on
Oh,
Netflix.
Painkiller?
Oh
Painkiller.
my
We had
gosh,
just
he was
finished-
so.
yes.
Yes, I was so terrified.
He's like,
I'm like,
I don't
I'm
want to
gonna
take
die.
it. Like I'm fine.
I'm gonna die.
I
That's how I
know.
felt
No,
taking
I-
them
So what
all
did
the
you
time.
do for your pain?
I took them, but
Okay.
but it was like, oh, take
like
them
I'm
every
gonna count
4
your
to
pills. Like
It was
you
like
gotta
take-
go through me to get them.
It was like take it every 4 to 6 hours, and then you feel stupid after you take them. Like you sit there, and I felt like you know how sometimes people have a stroke and like one side of their face
Yeah.
is like looped. I felt like my whole body was that side of that
You're
face.
not in
you know? I'm just
control.
like, ugh.
So it makes sense because you like to have that energy and that being in control and the confidence. You would
Yeah.
not like the other side of it. Not
Yeah. I mean, but in saying that too, like I like getting a good buzz when I'm drinking with friends and stuff like that. Like I like feeling the edge of life come off a little bit too. But opioids just didn't do it. It didn't do it for me. No, I don't.
As you're scratching.
Sorry. It just didn't work for me. No, I didn't. And honestly, just like you feel warm, and I don't like being warm either. That's probably the other thing too. I like being cold.
The pain pill thing has never been a thing for me. I mean, I've had babies and they've given me things, but I've never. No. Well, it constipates you, to be realistic.
It says it does.
It does. It absolutely. So I don't understand how people can get addicted to that and then just be full of shit all the time. Like, that doesn't sound like fun to me at all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I worked in the pharmacy for a while. Like, people get crazy.
Yeah.
You had like the fentanyl patches. People were chewing them.
I
Like
wish
they
that
would
she
take
could get
them.
up
It.
do your thing.
You want to see what a fentanyl guy looks like?
Oh my god.
I'm not done.
I'm not done.
When she's saying this, because when she went to Seattle, that's how they were ever. And she was straight up like calling me on FaceTime and like putting the camera like on them like this. I'm like, Mom, you can't be putting your camera up in people's face like that.
It's a problem.
It's so. But you know what? It was in Seattle when I went to. I guess it was in Germany. Same thing, but I just didn't really know. Like, I didn't understand until I went to Seattle, and I was like, oh my god. It's a real thing, these people.
I think what scares me about drugs so much, and why I've never, I mean, unless you count the pain pills that I was prescribed, like I've never even smoked pot, because like it just scares the shit out of me, because I know, even with pot, I know it's technically not addictive, but I know I've known people where it's like, it was their coffee kind of thing. It was their nicotine. Like they had to have it all the time. And I'm like, I don't want things to have a grip on my life. Coffee being an exception, but so like I don't think I'm better than other people and be like, oh, I won't be addicted. I'm so concerned that I'll be overly addicted to things.
Yeah.
I'm so scared to try things.
I think so. Like, pot saved me for a while, I think. But I think that if you like to drink, that's another form of having an addiction. It's just what you prefer to, what's your poison, pick your point. Like, you can drink, but you're gonna, sometimes I get liquid courage or I'm throwing up and I don't want a hangover. So then I just turn to pot and I can just wake up the next morning and keep it moving. But when I lost my dad, that's what got me through the grieving process. And then I recently had to just say, no more smoking pot. You have to actually get through this without putting a Band-Aid on it. So I think pot's a great thing for a lot of people. If you're dealing with PTSD.
I think you should be able to get it at a gas station just like you can beer and wine.
I know, I agree. I think more people, obviously statistics show that more people die drinking and driving and being addicted to alcohol than they do with pot. And I actually would rather my kids be potheads than be on alcohol.
The only reason you would say no to that, or like you wouldn't want that, is because of the legal ramifications that could come about from it.
For sure.
That's only, if you took away the punishment side of it,
Yeah.
there would be no, like, I mean, they'd be like, oh, what's that smelly thing? That would be it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, even in Colorado, it's recreational. So do your thing. You want to do that? I don't care. I'd much rather know that you're going to a dispensary to have those, to get a thing, than go to, you're 19 and go into a fake ID and get your alcohol or whatever. Because, how old do you have to be to buy weed in Colorado? I don't know.
21.
I think 21.
Oh, okay. So maybe he
don't
doesn't
know.
go in there and buy it like that, but
regardless, like you said, like you can, like, it's crazy because like you could drink a whole bottle of whiskey and kill yourself. On whiskey, and like no one bats an eye at it. There's like the social norm is okay with alcohol, but the social norm is not okay with pot, which is so strange because there's exactly 0 cases of people overdosing from pot.
yeah,
That's true.
you're just gonna be just dumb.
And they're like, oh my god, what if somebody tried to drive while smoking pot? It's like, it's the same as if somebody was going to drive and smoke and drinking alcohol. You still shouldn't do it.
You shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No, you're just gonna drive really, really slow.
I think they drive slow.
They're more paranoid. They're like gripping the side, but no, I don't think I don't like when people. I used to be that way because obviously I was in the military and you couldn't do any of that, and so I used to preach to my kids, "You're not allowed to do it. It's a drug." But now I'm like, so is alcohol. So I would much rather you do that because you're not getting into fist fights when you're stoned. When my middle kid is like, as soon as he takes a drink, he is thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is?
And he's like this. I'm like, bro, I will
Yeah,
snap you. Someone will
You got liquid courage for no reason. Can you smoke that, please, and just
Yeah.
calm down?
We so like some of the times on the podcast we'll drink, and me and one of my buddies, we this is right after I started jiu-jitsu. We started like wrestling in the living room, and this is before she got here, and so we were wrestling in the living room, and apparently because this is like I had drinking like a bunch of tequila that night, and I caught an elbow or something like that in the face, and I was bleeding pretty bad. And I didn't really know it, but like after we got done wrestling, I went and like spit in the sink, and there was just littered the sink with blood, and I was like, oh no. And then I like rinsed it all out, and right as I was rinsing it out, she was coming in the door, so I was like, shit, I'm gonna get in trouble.
And all of
Like,
his
she was
friends
my
are
mom.
covering for him.
And I'm like, I just walk outside with like a bunch of paper towels, like
They're
holding
like,
my lip,
how
trying to get it to
are you?
stop.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
And I remember, so like I got the bleeding to stop. I was outside, and she's like, "What were you doing outside?" And I was like, "Oh, it was cold out. I was just enjoying the air." And then like walk inside, and I was like, "Okay." She didn't know. We all come back in. We start doing the podcast again, and like in the background.
And then I'm doing dishes. So I was doing dishes.
Can I explain real quick?
Hold on.
I was about to say my favorite part. I'm just like we're all in here doing the podcast, talking. All you hear in the background through the walls, you hear, "What the fuck?"
Because I'm doing dishes and I look up and our blinds are splattered with blood.
Right above the sink. Yeah. Apparently, when I spit, I had like a
And then I
wide-
walk over and there's blood on the carpet.
I'll see you look like a murder
I'm like,
scene.
someone explain what happened here.
And they
Yeah.
didn't know.
No.
I didn't know that I got blood on the carpet and on the. I thought I got it all in the sink, and then I thought, yeah, no, I didn't. I was drunk.
Yeah, and see if
Fighting is much more fun when you're drinking. Every
Well-
fight that I've been in recently, or I say fight, like when I'm wrestled with my
Yeah.
brother or friends or anything, all have been around alcohol.
and you don't feel pain then. Yeah.
Well, you know, that's why it's more fun.
But to that point, like, so if I'm, going through my grieving process, if you're drinking, what does drinking do? Puts you in a more depressant, right? So that's why I was like, yeah, I just can't do this.
Yeah.
Now I'm to the tinctures. So I'm
Tinctures.
not, yeah, tincture.
What is that exactly? Like, what's a
It's
tincture?
like you consume it. It's an edible.
It's like an edible.
But it's like a liquid form. It's like a honey almost. So they press the bud, the flower, and it becomes like an oil almost. And you can either like smoke the oil through like wax,
Ew,
basically.
really? Even that
Not
much?
yours.
Oh.
Yours is like
She's like, I'm gonna try it.
no.
Oh my God.
Hers is like
Oh.
clear. It's like distilled. I guess they like filter it and make it to where it's like hers is caramel flavored, so she's able to put it in
Ooh.
teas and coffees
See what I
and
mean?
stuff.
Yeah, I put it in my
And
tea.
you drop it like 20 milligrams or whatever inside of it, and then it's night 19.
It's night time.
Oh, yeah.
I
Like
bet.
that. I mean, I'll take an edible and I'll take that, and I'm like,
Play
No
some Pink
wonder you
Floyd
wake
in the
up at 4
background.
in the morning.
yeah.
Now you get that deep sleep, dog.
But hey, listen.
That's the secret.
Yeah. We've been
Because
doing it
what
wrong,
happens
dude.
when you drink alcohol, it turns to sugar, and then it puts you to sleep real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then once your body processes it and it turns to sugar, it wakes you up. So if you wake up in the middle,
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I wake up at
And then
3 a.m. every
and
time
then
I
you're
drink.
sweating, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have the sweats.
And I can't fall back asleep.
Yes.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yes.
Every
that's it.
I kid you not. And literally last time I had drinks on a podcast a week ago, I literally was like, it's not worth it. I keep waking up at 3 in the morning feeling like absolute shit. I had 3 beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your body processing and putting sugar and so I mean I still drink every now and then, but when you're going through something you shouldn't
No, yeah,
you shouldn't
no,
drink at all.
yeah,
I did it once and it didn't turn out too well.
No. The best thing to do is like exercise and like
Yeah.
just think through it kind of
Oh,
thing.
for
and just
sure,
Deal
for
with
sure,
it. Deal with
yeah.
it what's in front of you.
I
Yeah.
feel like the more you try to like bandage stuff like that, the worse it gets in the end.
Yeah,
Or the more you'll hold resentment for certain things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
It's not good.
So now the Band-Aid has been peeled. I'm not Band-Aiding it anymore and I'm just going through the motions.
Good. Yeah. No, it
Yeah.
definitely helps.
It does.
Yeah. And just acceptance. You know, just gotta grieve through it.
Yeah. And writing, journaling, working out all the time. feel like I'm always at the gym.
You are.
Yeah. He's always at the gym too.
Gym
If
helps
we
a lot.
don't, she's crazy, I'm crazy. You can feel each other's energy. Like I know whenever I'm like, go to the gym. She does the same thing to me.
You get
Like,
anxious.
can tell. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah, you get anxious. Yeah. It definitely, there's almost like, it's like, but you don't realize you're anxious until after you've done work. You're done with your workout and you're like, oh, this is like a stark contrast to how I was feeling
Yeah.
before I walked in here. So.
For sure. And it's very healthy. Like I've always been fitness and working out, and I've pretty much instilled that with the kids. They've always been into fitness somehow. Like he didn't really play sports, but he's always run or worked out.
Well,
or
I
done
did
some-
play sports. I was always playing sports on my brother's team, though, because I was not the greatest. So they put me back with the younger kids.
That's when he said, okay, I'm done. When he's this tall and he's on the same t-ball team.
No wonder you got that race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my
literally.
middle one. But he got his athleticism from me. We're just better at...
You know, individual sports.
yeah.
Like swimming. I can swim.
we can
or
swim.
Y'all should try
run.
jujitsu.
She said that. Wait, I need to
It's
still.
fun.
You don't want to see me try to...
No, honestly, we did a
I heard.
self-defense.
Try her what?
Listen, Bryce.
You don't want her to do anything. We did a self-defense class that was hosted by a builder in the area, and I was real excited because I'm like, yeah, like we need to know. We open up doors for randoms. We go inside houses that are empty. Like, I need to know that my mom's taken care of, just in case if she's gonna ever go inside of this place by herself. So we go, and it's an all women's thing, and it's great. I'm the only guy there. I'm like, yeah, this is fun. We're watching these girls all like paint each other up on the wall and try to get out of it, and fight each other. And let's just say she would have got her ass whooped if someone. And I'm watching this. I'm like, oh my god, this is how my mom's gonna die. I'm watching my mom literally like. She can't defend herself with anything. They had my mom up against the wall in like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh.
That's why it's so important to train.
I know.
You know why I started jiu-jitsu? Because any of those wrestling exchanges that I would get in with many of my buddies, they would always so I took karate as a kid, and so I'm pretty okay with like punching or kicking somebody, but like as soon as they grab a hold of me and took me to the ground, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was absolutely like.
That's
just
scary,
fucked.
right?
Yeah. I was just like, wow. It was like it was equivalent of like just not knowing how to swim. You know what I mean? And being in the water. So that's why I wanted to start jiu-jitsu, is because like I watched a lot of MMA and stuff like that, and I was like, I want to have that confidence there that I don't have now. So
See,
and
I
now
don't like that fighting and up close. I would rather. I have a concealed license. I just don't have my gun yet. I'd rather just let me just shoot.
well,
you.
that's great if they're like 10, 15 feet away. If they're like next to you,
That's what
you're
I'm saying.
fucked.
And then she's
Yeah.
got this gun that she's gonna be like,
Hold on, let me figure this
She's not
out.
gonna know what to do with
the
it.
safety off.
Where's the button? Where's the trigger?
Where's this? And then the
Yeah.
whole magazine's gonna fall
She
out.
scares me. That's why we do everything together. We just make sure
You
that she's got a
should
partner.
just
Buddy
go watch.
system.
You should watch jiu-jitsu one day. It's crazy too. So like some of the girls that do it, like
Oh my gosh, they're insane.
one of the girls who Hannah, who's been on the podcast before, I rolled with her once, and she's like 130 pounds,
Soaking
and
wet.
and I'm like 215, and she ragdolled me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was insane.
Really?
She's really good.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just maneuvering and getting out of things and knowing which way to flip your wrist. That's what I couldn't understand. Remember when you're grabbing it, you got to do that.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
How do you want me to do it again? Flipping the wrist. Remember?
Yeah, I was just nervous because like her head was down the whole time. She just wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh my gosh! Just from jump, I'm already seeing the red flags.
What's super fun about this one is like, in like sparring and stuff like that, when you're in like karate and stuff, you're supposed to be like light. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to punch the shit out of somebody, or if you do, you're wearing pads, so it's not like full contact kind of thing. So you don't actually get the full experience. In jiu-jitsu, it's like 100%. Like you're going 100% when you roll with people. It's like. Yeah, so you're like when you're sparring, you're going full clip. I don't know, it's so much fun. It's the best.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I don't know if I want someone just grabbing and.
It's not that bad.
You don't think about it. That was one of our concerns too. Is like you're gonna have somebody sweat on you. Like I pull people's hair
It's
out
really
of my mouth.
gross.
It's pretty nasty.
Oh,
yeah, no,
I
no.
can't wait.
I know. I know. It was intimidating to me, but when you're actually rolling with somebody, you're so focused on what you're doing, you don't even think about it.
You too?
You don't
She did
think
it.
about it.
She did it for almost a year too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why'd you stop?
My hips. Like I can't run and do jujitsu, so I gotta pick one. And
Really?
I'd rather run.
Yeah.
It's what,
But
taxing on your hips?
It's not one of those things
Yeah,
that she'll
'cause you're
never
like
do again.
this all the time. Like you're literally like crunched up the entire time, like on the floor, and like people's full body weights are on you, and like you only have your legs and your arms.
It's a brutal
So
sport.
it's a lot of like hip flexor stuff.
It's a brutal. It's a brutal
Yeah.
sport. It's the most fun thing ever though, because it feels like you have a superpower. Like ever since then, since I started doing jujitsu,
He's Superman.
anytime my brother or like any one of my friends is like they're like nobody wants to fuck with me anymore. It's funny. It's funny.
It's awesome.
So that's what that is, a huge confidence booster.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
100%.
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I
100%.
would have confidence if I had a gun on me, but you know, now I'm like, I can't fight and I don't have a gun. But he has a knife.
I sure do.
He's.
I sure do, and I carry my knife with me everywhere.
It's actually a box cutter.
No,
but
it's not a box cutter anymore. We
Oh, okay.
upgraded
we upgraded.
because, yes, I was walking out of the gym one day, and this guy was like harassing me, and I was like, "Look, like I know how to."
Cut you.
Well, yes, I know I can fight, but at the same time, like, I need something a little bit. If I need to stab someone, I got my shank.
What is that? There was a U.S. general or something like that. He's like, always carry a knife in case you have to cut a cheesecake or stab somebody.
You never know.
Yeah, so
They're a
he
great
has
tool
one.
to have. They wears a screwdriver sometimes.
He's
you know?
always.
And we were
walking-
just at a party too. Someone was like, "Hey, does someone have a knife?" I'm like, "Actually, I do."
Yep. Yeah. No, it's a great thing to have on you at all
I mean,
times.
you can fight. You always carry your gun and a knife.
First of
You
all,
can never be too protected.
Well, I'm gonna be around you all the time. Then you
Yeah,
can
I'm
protect
like, I'm
us.
so safe. I
I'm-
can just like live in my own head. I don't have to pay attention
Yeah.
to anything.
For sure.
I'm kind of like the king of, or not the king of it, but like I very much am like, it's better to have it and never need it.
Of course.
If
My
my
he always
goal
has
is,
to like sit facing the door. Like
Yeah.
everywhere
Me
we
and
go.
my partner,
yeah,
too.
I'm
Yeah.
that way too.
Yeah.
I don't want my
I'm
back
like-
against the door.
I'm like, what am
ever.
I gonna do?
Yeah, never. I need to see
yeah.
if who's ever walking.
Yeah.
And I'm crazy enough too to where there's always escape routes planned in my
Yeah.
head. Like where do
I
I
do
the
that at
quickest?
movies.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
They're always
can't
in the
watch
same
a movie
spot.
anymore.
I know. There's
Like
Yeah,
every
it's
single time I go to a
scary.
movie, it's like the entire time I'm there, I'm like, where's the
Look at
exit?
the
What is
exit.
happening?
I don't like
who's
big
getting
crowds.
up? Yeah.
She likes concerts. I don't like concerts because I get so terrified. You know?
I used to, but like lately when I've gone, like it's just not the same. You're like constantly looking over your shoulder, like it's just not.
Yeah, you kind of lose the innocence of like going to
sure.
a concert, especially since that thing happened in Vegas with the shooter at the Jason Aldean concert. You don't remember that?
Oh,
The-
like
the-
5 years or a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago.
and
Yeah.
they thought it was fireworks.
Yeah,
And he
and
was
then like
up in a thing across.
you got like 50 people or something like that. It was a
Yeah.
crazy amount of people.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that when you see that, I'm like, I don't like the place that we go to concerts a lot, or we did go to, or the main one would be the Tampa one right by the Hard Rock. And it's like, what if
Yeah.
someone's at the Hard Rock Hotel?
For
you know
sure.
what I mean?
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
I don't know.
I'm a concert junkie. I am always, but I have my limits. Like our Christmas party. I don't know if you're going to it. It's at
It's in Show Bar. It's at Ebor.
Okay.
And after everything that just happened with Ebor, it's like
Yeah.
What happened
We're
with
not
Ybor?
Oh, Ybor sketches me out.
someone
You-
just got
just
a
like
20-year-old just got shot.
a 20-year-old
was
and
all
a
over.
14-year-old.
It was
Actually,
all
God.
over.
yeah.
Like
I
Twitter,
missed it.
everything.
It was on
I
social
woke
media.
up the next morning and it was like, I can't believe I was even seeing it.
Live videos
You
on
can see
Instagram.
everything, like just people getting shot. It was crazy.
That's scary. Yeah.
Keep talking
Ebor's
about this, guys,
fine.
please, please.
Yeah, so I'm
Please.
not. We
They
don't.
were
We're
scary.
Yeah,
He
won't
won't
even-
let me go to what's it called?
Soho?
Soho.
It's not that I won't let you.
Soho, girl. I'll walk them down Soho.
He won't. He won't.
Really?
He always like anytime I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Soho. He's
people-
like, don't.
South Howard?
Yeah,
Like,
people get drugged there all the time.
He's like so terrified. I'm like, listen, that's the safest place to go to if you're gonna go out.
First of all,
Yeah.
so
I heard someone was raped
Yeah,
outside of
I've
Green.
heard
Yeah,
that
it's
too,
not.
though.
It's because
I
of
feel
all the
like-
bars and.
well, it's dudes.
Yeah.
That's honestly what it is.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard, like, have you ever seen, like, the memes where they talk about, like, what would you do if no dudes were in this world? And every girl's like, I would walk down the street by myself at night. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is dudes. Dudes suck.
Right.
Yeah, dudes are what make the world terrible for
and I
dudes,
gotta
too.
suffer for it.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for
Well,
understanding.
sorry
I
you can't
appreciate
do
that. So,
We can go during the day, right?
right. Yeah.
not
that's fine.
fun.
But no, it's just it's really it's when you get a group of dudes together and they start drinking. Dudes have this ego issue and like it reduces their inhibition and increases their ego when they're drinking, and when they're in a group of dudes too, it just gets even worse.
Yep.
And they think they're invincible, especially when you're at the ages of like 18 to like 22, which is like the majority of the people going to South Howard Avenue.
Yep.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about with that. Is
Yeah.
just like that. You get around other dudes and,
For sure.
and just. I mean, I'm not guilty, or I'm pretty guilty of that too. When I'm hanging out with my friends, you know, we all lost a bet and had to wear dresses out to dinner, and we were hammered. I was ready to fight.
Yeah, there's places that are definitely off limits for me. In Soho, Show Bar, that area, totally off limits. I'm not going to the Christmas party this
You
year.
mean Ybor?
Ybor.
Yeah, you said Soho.
That's Soho. Yeah, Ybor.
Yeah, Soho is where she found the love of her life.
I sure did.
She tells all of our
I
clients that when
sure
we were shown in
did. At
Soho.
McDenton's, I stuck my tongue right down his throat and never looked back. I sure did. He came back from a deployment and he was looking real good. And I'm like, this is going to happen. It is. And he carried me the whole way down Soho because I wasn't walking anywhere. But yeah.
Aw.
So McDenton's always holds a special place in my heart.
I'm sure a lot of people have either really, really good memories or terrible memories of
Terrible. Oh,
McDonald's. Yeah.
I'm sure. Like, if it wasn't for Matt, I'd probably be still there with my tongue licking the nasty floor of McDonald's or something.
And the McDenton's rat.
Yeah, McDenton's rat but you know, that's where I
I've
found
only been like twice, and it was just not a fun experience for me
But
because
you hate crowds. You hate,
I hate-
anything
yeah.
fun.
I grew up doing like drinking at bonfires. Like that's
Yeah.
my thing, is like with my friends hanging out, like not a bunch of randoms. Anytime there was ever a party that I went to, there was randoms. The randoms would always fuck it up. When I say
Yeah.
random, like random people that
Yeah.
were there,
Yeah.
they would always make it about themselves. The next thing you know, they're fighting with somebody too, and they just ruin the whole fun. It's like we were all just chilling.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's a different environment.
No, there's
You're at a
lot more
bonfire.
randoms, a lot more possibilities of people fucking it up at Soho.
No, I've never had bad experiences.
Ybor too freaks me out.
Ybor, yeah, I'm just not. And I used to go there. Like party, go to these bars, walk up and down. No.
It's a whole different life.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that ever again.
I hope when we have kids, they don't want to go.
They're gonna want to go.
I know.
I feel like you just gotta accept it.
You put trackers on them. I'll teach you. I know.
I really, when we have kids, I want them to grow up doing martial arts, so at least I can know that even if they have no weapons, they can physically handle
There
themselves.
you go. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
One
I
way or
agree.
another.
I totally agree. And I'll give you some tricks. I know a few because they pulled them all on me.
Oh, I'm sure. I pulled them all on my parents.
I mean, it's terrible. Like one time, one of them snuck out, and he got in bed pretending he was my other one, and
We
his
look a lot alike.
You do.
It's my twin.
yeah, they do. Except this is Bryce's head,
And
and this is Braden's head. Okay.
It's 3 coasters versus 1.
Yes. And that's true. Like his head is like 4 times the size of Bryce's head. So when he snuck out, he talked his brother into getting him in bed.
well, he asked me. He's like, it was his 16th birthday. He's like, do you want to come downtown with me? I'm like, look, dude, I'm over 18. Like, I'll get in trouble if I go out with you. The best I can do is I can hold your spot in bed. So she
And
came inside there because she wanted to kiss on her baby, and she was like, "Oh, you're not him."
That's not your head.
And then she's like, "Where's your brother?" I'm like,
I tracked him.
I
I'm
am
like,
my brother.
why are you downtown Tampa at 2:00 in the morning? Get home. Never mind. I'm coming to get you. He said that was the worst ride home that he has ever had. He's like, you didn't say nothing to me. I'm like, because I was going to put my fist in your mouth. That's why I didn't say nothing to you.
So that's one of those instances where it's hard to be their best friend. Yeah.
But you switch it on and switch it off. It's like you fucked up. He knew he fucked up. I canceled your surprise party. It's the end of your. I know. Yeah.
Did you tell him that too?
Yeah, because listen.
Oh,
the
he
next
felt like
day,
such a shithead, didn't he? Oh no.
She had the yard set up with like the big happy birthday thing.
Oh, you son
And
of
I
a
have
bitch.
all of his
Oh,
friends. I was
no.
texting all of his friends. Surprise birthday at the house.
Envy him. Never mind.
Canceled. Because all y'all fuckers were with him. So you already know. No party at my house. You had your party. You had your party.
Did any of your kids ever get the cops called on them?
Yes.
Yep.
Of course.
It was Bryce, wasn't it?
Luckily, of course.
Not once, not twice.
Not once, not twice. He's been a couple
times?
times.
Oh.
Yeah.
3 times.
got a whole
everything,
record.
everything comes in threes. She had 3 boys. I just made sure that I hit it for each one of them.
He took
Punch
the.
card. We're just gonna staple them on now.
Yeah.
Cancel it. Call it.
I never had the cops called on me.
Oh my. Really? What do you mean?
Like I never had to have the cops call my parents to come get me. I never had that.
That's a fun call.
That's a fun call. No, you're staying there.
No. No, we were pretty. No, I wouldn't say we were even smart about it. We just never got caught. My brother did, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So that was easier enough.
We were good at being sneaky.
Yeah.
We all were. Like everything that he got in trouble for, I did. He just.
I'm really bad at it.
He just got.
Bad at being bad.
You're gonna get busted, or he has a guilty but he also we're best friends. So
I get the guilty
eventually-
conscience thing.
Yeah, it's gonna come out because we're always together. He's always,
Especially if your mom's your best friend.
Yeah, but I can't even hide it. Like even today, I walked inside the house and nothing was wrong. What's wrong? What's the matter? What's the matter? I'm like,
There was. I felt his
I
energy.
feel like moms
but
have
listen,
like
if
this
I tell you-
like my mom does it the same thing. I'm just talking to her on the phone. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like,
I could tell.
"How do you know?"
Listen, this is what
there
was
was
wrong.
something
Yes,
wrong.
you want to hear what was wrong?
Told you.
Ready? But when I say this is why I'm like, I can't tell you. No, there's nothing wrong. Starbucks forgot my straw, so I was pissed off that I came home, and I told Max, I'm like, bro, I get it. Like if Chick-fil-A forgot my straw, okay. I went to fucking Starbucks to
It's
get
a
a
drink
drink.
company.
I better get a straw handed to me.
It's a
I
drink
was
company.
pissed.
It's a drink company. That they should do that.
So I was
If you
very
go to
upset.
Chick-fil-A and you order chicken and they don't give you fucking chicken, I'm gonna be a little
Okay,
pissed.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about my straw. And she asked me what's wrong. I'm like, I can't tell her that this is what's wrong with me in this current moment because I was pissed and she could. I mean, clearly you could tell, but I'm
But
like,
he
if I
didn't even
say
come in.
that,
He just. I could feel it, and he just immediately went upstairs, and I'm like,
because I had,
It was a straw.
I went inside of our drawer and grabbed a dingy straw that was like, I'm like, I don't want this straw. I want my Starbucks straw that I spent $8 for, but.
It's the least they can do.
Right.
If I'm gonna spend a lunch on a coffee, it better fucking come with a straw.
Damn right.
with him, he wears his emotions on his shoulders or his sleeves, however that saying is. His brother, Braden, my middle one, I have no idea if anything's wrong with him. I'll not know if his mood changes. Like I can't read him at all. He's stone faced. Right? You would never know if something was wrong with him.
I think it has a lot to do with our astrological signs. I mean, I do. This is when they
And
come
I'm
into
checking
play. But I mean, like, I am just an emotional, like,
What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces. I'm like the most emotional that there is. And
Yeah.
then he's a Taurus. That
Taurus.
is
I guess
just
Libras are the
stubborn.
same.
Yeah, they're
Really?
pretty
I
emotional.
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the sign.
Yeah, they're that's September, right?
October.
October.
October 6th though, so it could be.
Yeah,
A
you're-
cusp.
cusp.
Well,
Are
I
you
don't
a
know.
cusp?
I
I'm
You're
don't
a
a
know.
cusp.
Gemini and you fit it perfectly.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about signs.
I only know those because I googled those too, and that's it.
Are they
That's all you
compatible?
need to know.
I don't know
I don't
that
think so.
part. But
I don't know.
Geminis are like super like talkative and energetic and like happy-go-lucky, and that's
Not
literally
necessarily. It depends on which website you're looking at on what day, on what they're supposed to be.
And it could be pre-coffee Ryan, post-coffee Ryan,
Pre-alcohol,
all
Ryan.
forms of coffee.
Tired Ryan?
All
Tired.
forms of Ryan talk a lot.
No, when I'm
Jujitsu.
tired, I'm a dickhead. I am not a nice person when
That's
I'm tired.
only like 1 hour of the entire day.
Yeah. Yeah, I
The
don't-
rest
I
of the
don't-
day, you're like,
I'm not good at being tired.
How about hungry? Do you get hangry? Oh, see.
We're hangry people.
Oh, yeah.
He's so emotionally stable, and I'm like, I could lose a straw and I'll
had a very-
I'll lose it.
I've had a very unstable childhood, so I'm just so used to that. Like my
Really?
parents got divorced when I was in 6th grade. I was in and out of the hospital since age 7. So like I got so used to just being like my outside environment just being constant craziness. And I just like when stuff is normal at home, I'm like, this is so fucking easy. And the refrigerator goes out. Oh, we gotta get a new refrigerator. It's not a big
But
deal.
it
to me.
also has to do with you, though, because I had almost the same. My parents were divorced at a young age. It was like turmoil, trauma. I'm fucking dramatic. I'm like, the straw, it would be the end of the world for me too. Like I'm
Like my dog peed this morning, and I was like slamming cabinets. I'm like, I'm done with today. I just want to go back to bed. Like, it's over.
Yeah, Matt ate my leftovers, and I honestly am going to. I want to slit his throat. Like, why are you so angry about that?
She's still
7
talking
years
about
ago.
leftovers from 7 years ago
years
that
ago.
I ate.
Yeah, see,
She wrote with the back of the spoon. She in the styrofoam put her name, so you can't see it unless you like hold it to the light
I
just
told
right.
you.
And I thought it was my leftovers because it was hibachi.
I spent all day.
It all
Like, I'm gonna
looks
go
the same.
home and I'm gonna eat it. It's gonna be delicious.
It's all the
you
same.
looked
all
for
day.
it.
And that was when she was vegetarian too. And what I had chicken in it, and I ate her vegetarian stuff. I didn't know. It was all
Did you
mixed
not
in.
notice there was no chicken in it?
I don't. Have you ever seen me eat? I eat like a shark. My eyes gloss over. I'm just like shoveling food. I don't really look at what I do.
Matt just recently ate something, and it put us in a really bad. What was it? That
He eats. She will get, because she's lactose intolerant, so she'll get like blocks of cheese that are like $20 because they're just
the
her
good cheese, and I know I can process it.
He'll eat it like it's just a whole block.
Like a whole thing of the sliced beautiful
That's my
mozzarella.
addiction. That's my addiction is
And I'm
food.
like, you did what?
Well, but like she's like to the point to where she's saying things. She'll write notes inside the fridge. Please do not effing eat this. Do not eat this. Do not eat. Do not eat. Like
I write it all over our stuff. Yeah.
we have notes all in our fridge. Actually, that's probably like, hey, fun fact, weird thing about my family. We have like several notes inside of the fridge. One of them being like,
the ice
yeah,
scooper.
don't touch the ice scooper with your bare hands. Don't get ice without your bare hands. Like my whole fridge is not post-it note on the outside, but the inside's got them everywhere.
How do they stick? They stick in the freezer?
No, she uses index cards and
Index
just
cards,
drops
just
them
sit it right
wherever it's placed and whatever it is.
So you can't touch the ice scooper?
No,
You can touch
just
it
the handle, and make sure you keep the handle inside of the
on
top. That way
on
it
the top
doesn't
of
go
the
back
tray.
inside.
Don't put it back in the thing.
She has reasons. I see it. Like don't. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Three
Three
you're trying.
boys, yeah.
You're trying to establish like, some ladylike things to keep with you in your life.
I just want
Yeah.
it to be like
Clean.
clean.
That's not too much to ask
like,
for.
Which is a ladylike thing because
Yeah.
dudes don't give a shit.
No, yeah, 'cause you'll open it up before this, pre-this. You would open it up and you'd see like a sock inside of the freezer, or like you would
is
see just
true.
random, and you're like,
a
why?
bowl that's frozen
That has,
with
like,
a
a
Lego
Lego
in the
piece.
middle. Like, what the fuck is going? What is this? Yeah, that happens. That happens at least once a week. There's something like random frozen in the. But like, what is that? I don't know. Yeah.
Your guys' house sounds like it could be its own reality TV show.
Probably.
I wish. There was a point too. Whenever I first got into real estate, I'm like, Mom, I've got us on this casting call. Like we can get big. Like I'm gonna get people following up. She was like, you don't want that. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like,
Yeah, you
you're right.
don't.
We
You
don't
don't.
want that.
Yeah.
But do we?
People would, I mean, I would be the next Kardashians. We 100% would be. The Kardashians move out the way.
Yeah,
the
honestly.
Hoover, Hart, Grace, Tori, whatever you want to call this
We have a
clan
whole
is
bunch of
coming.
fucking names in the house because I couldn't get it right. I was just having babies with all these guys. Drama. Yeah, honestly. This is just a
3 dogs. I mean,
disaster.
just a mess.
Yeah, it was just a disaster.
That's chaotic.
I don't think. Would you want to be a celebrity though? Is it because like what's the reason for being
at
a
a point in
celebrity?
time, Daniela can even attest to it. I wanted to be. I wanted to be a celebrity so bad
He's
that I was
changed a
posting.
lot.
Yeah.
I was posting on YouTube, singing videos. I was
Oh
gonna
my
be the
gosh.
next Justin
Did he
Bieber.
tell you that?
Did I
I
seen
had
it?
to like go through like the work stuff, and I was randomly just looking up YouTube stuff, and I came across this YouTube
No.
channel from like 10 years ago.
No.
I'm like, please don't link that one. I don't need my clients
And
singing
do
the
not
lazy
tell
song.
anyone you saw it. Oh, wasn't he so sweet
He was.
though?
It was adorable. He's like, I just wanted to be like JB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought, and I mean, even there was a point too where like I was on World Star for crashing my car, and I thought that was my big break. I'm
That-
like, hell yeah! Like I'm about to be famous.
Not
I got
like
people-
crashing, but hitting a
I was
curb on
listening to
Bayshore and then
music
it flipped.
and you know being
That
Bryce.
was you?
Yep, and it flipped, and
He was famous on World
I
Star.
was. It
He
went
was.
live, and
Cardi B.
I remember walking around like all these gas stations in South Tampa, being a little hood rat that I am. They're like, "I seen you. I know who you are," and I was like, "Oh my god, this is my break."
World star.
Yeah, I had people calling me to get like I was gonna be the next Whoa Vicky, the next Bad Baby. Like, people were calling me, like, they were like, do you want to be inside of this music video? Do you want to do this? We could be your manager.
You say that. Like, there's, like, songs where, like, there was this, like, drunk redneck dude who was, like, at a NASCAR event, and a video went viral of him going, they're going real fast and real and, like, now he was in somebody's song, some country music song, and, like, they call him up to the stage to do that thing because it's the beginning of the song.
Look, and that's all you need. I'm a 10-second fame person. Look, I'll take it. Just know me for that. Like, think about the kid that does that thing, that floss. Remember that?
Yeah. Catch Me
Yeah.
Outside?
Yeah, her too.
Her too.
Her too.
She's worth so much money.
She's having her first baby too. So happy
She
for her.
might need a life insurance policy.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna hit her up.
And a house.
And a house. Hey,
she just
listen.
bought like a whole bunch of houses though.
You know what's crazy is, like, she turned 18, and, like, the day she turned 18, she made an OnlyFans and made millions of dollars. The day she turned 18. To me, that's disgusting.
Well, first of all, she doesn't have a body, right? Isn't she rail skinny?
She
thin?
wasn't then. She was
Yeah,
then.
now she looks like she's
Thick.
Yeah, she's hot.
She's got the money.
Yeah, I think she got some nice boobs. She paid some good money for it. No, she
For
paid
sure.
No, like, she spent money on boobs.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know, though.
You don't know?
I really don't. You can ask
I mean,
Jake.
her whole face looks different.
Jake would know. Yeah, I don't know. Cause she was like when she was the Catch Me Outside girl. She was really young, right? Like 12,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
A hot
So-
Cheeto girl is what me and my brother would call them.
What do you mean?
Hot Cheeto.
Meaning, like,
I
she
know
would eat
exactly
hot
what you're saying.
Cheetos and sit in the class and be like, best friend.
The real ghetto chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's
That's
I
talking
mean,
about.
you've seen it whenever she had like half of her head shaved right here. You're like, girl, don't shave the baby hairs. They need to grow. Don't.
She, like, dyes her hair dark red, and it's like, okay, you're a whole stereotype.
A hot Cheeto.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a perfect representation. I'm gonna
Yeah.
use that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Next
You're
time
like-
you talk about, what's her name? Catch Me Outside? Or is that a reference? It's just her?
That was her slogan. Her name is Bad
Catch
Baby.
Me Outside. How about that?
Danielle Bergoli, and yeah, she said, "Catch me outside."
Yeah.
He's like, "What does that even mean?" She's like, "Catch me outside."
Catch Me Outside.
That's a
How
good.
about that?
It's a good phrase. It is a good phrase. Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like
Yeah.
it.
I do
Big
too.
fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Can't say we didn't use it whenever it was first coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's hot.
I still
hot.
use it. I still use it. But no, I don't know if I'd want to be like. I think every celebrity wants the stuff that comes with it, like the fortune that comes with it, and being the freedom, the autonomy, and then like the being able to do things with celebrities. But I don't think they want to themselves be a celebrity, because then it gets weird. You like go to the grocery store and people are like, "Hey, look at
Yeah,
your
you
picture."
I would
can't.
hate it.
Yeah.
I would hate
Yeah,
it.
they talk about that all
Yeah.
the time.
They do.
So my goal is to be like a B or C list celebrity, where it's like
Yeah.
you have really good fans and they know you, but then like you can still go to the grocery store. That's the goal.
You're not trying to be Joe Rogan.
No, I don't want to be Joe Rogan. I think I've
I hear
decided.
you on that.
He has to have security. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you watched
It's hard
any
to make new friends. It's easy to make
friends?
but it's hard to have genuine friends, because
Right.
like he's made millions of dollars now, and he's like famous as God now. It's like crazy. I don't think I would want that. Like, I'd be super cautious about everything you say and do, and you're,
For sure.
you know, and he's a
Cancel.
and it's crazy because he's got so much power as a stand-up comedian, cage fight commentator. So that's weird. No, thank you.
But it is nice when you see a celebrity use their platform to do good.
That's what I was about to say. Like having the influence, that would
Yeah.
probably be the only thing that I really crave.
Yeah.
Is like to be able to have like people that really like love and follow what you do, or like how you are as a person.
Right, but with that also comes the criticism that comes along with it. Like just from this podcast, like I put up like shorts videos on YouTube and like Instagram reels and stuff like that, and like people just automatically feel like they have to leave a comment, and it's never positive. Or it's very
Go,
rare.
look at,
Especially
go
on
read those
YouTube.
comments. I'm telling you, I was getting eaten up at 8 years old. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, people were calling me some nasty things.
But like people don't even. People are so. It's to me. Those are all like a bunch of keyboard warriors. When I see that kind of stuff, like I had a video today get like 83 comments on it, and just all of them. I was just like, I was laughing because they're all negative. And I was like, these people think I give a shit. It was so funny.
That's good
It was
that you
funny
can
to
have
me.
that, because there's some people like you and I probably I would melt
Yeah,
seeing, you know.
it definitely affects you.
keep your comments to yourself if you don't have anything nice to say. Do you understand me?
Yeah, that's the way I was fucking raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to drop your comments unless you want to buy a house. Then we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hart Group.
Yeah.
No, it's
Or life insurance.
Yeah.
Or life
Or life
insurance.
insurance.
There you go. Yeah.
What kind of life insurance are you going to be selling? Term?
Term.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Buy term, invest the difference.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do. So like,
Yeah, that cash life stuff. I've never had someone be able to explain it to where it makes sense.
yeah, I'm still learning it, so I won't even give it the attempt. But
The term makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Term makes sense because if you invest the difference, never mind. I'm nerding out. I'll apologize. I'll stop.
I love it.
If you
Yeah.
invest the
Loves
difference, by the time the
finances.
term runs out, you'll have
You
that
paid
amount of
have
money.
the money for
Boom.
sure. Yeah. It's not just throwing
Great.
away money.
That's all right. That was what we did.
Yeah. You do term? Mm-hmm. I have.
It's so cheap.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
And you lock it in. So
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't you want to? I mean, you pay it.
Yeah.
You pay insurance on your phone. You pay insurance on your everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do it for your life?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I agree.
Especially because like I've so my best like friends in this world are my grandparents, and like you get to see their friends and all the trials and stuff that they go through, and the amount of times that people like they're like, oh, we would have done XYZ, but somebody passed away and I had to go back to work, and I'm like, okay, so you relied solely on it. Like you never think about like how much you rely on that other person's income in a 2-income household, and it's like you need to make sure that if that income isn't there anymore, that you don't have to fucking uproot your life and flip it upside down, because it's already gonna flip upside down if
Right.
that person
Sure.
disappears all of a sudden. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
it's,
scary.
Yeah,
That's really-
when we got married, we talked a lot about both of us dying. So we're
Yeah.
pretty
You have
pretty
to.
content with it now.
Yeah, of course.
You have to.
Yeah, but it makes it to where if one of us dies, it's easy enough on the other person on all of the aspects that would be changing. Like at least like financially should be okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's one less thing you'll have to worry
and
about.
it allows you that time to truly grieve and to
Right.
like actually,
Focus on that.
yeah.
Because if you had to like change where you're living, stop driving a certain vehicle, like get rid of certain bills, and like do all this stuff on top of all that, that's just
Never mind when you have kids in
I
the
was
middle
about
of
to say,
it.
or whenever they're younger and they
Yeah.
pass, like
Yeah.
and that happens too.
It
Oh, you
does.
hear stories about it all the time. It's crazy. Like people getting I heard one of my friends way back when one of his good friends had an aneurysm and just died. Just was sat down in his chair, closed his eyes, and never woke up.
Oh my God. It happens.
That's crazy.
It can happen.
But
Yeah,
completely
for
healthy.
sure.
Yeah.
When it's your time, it's your time. Yeah.
That's why I think it's so important to live your life now. Don't wait till
100
retirement.
I'm doing it.
Retirement's fake.
Last year really opened my eyes up to a lot of shit, and now I'm like, you know what? It's so short. Life is so. If I want to go to Europe, and I want to go to Africa, and I want to go to Australia and see some shit, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna
Figure it out as
save
you
my
go.
money, put money aside, and do it.
One of the crazy things we want to do is like sell everything, buy a camper, and live out of a camper for 2 years and travel around.
Do
my best
it.
friends do. Well, she bought a van.
Van.
She flipped her van. And she's been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
She loves it.
We'll probably do that in between moving to Georgia.
Do it.
It just makes sense.
We're not gonna do. We don't want to wait till we're old to do it
Don't
because
do
you don't have the
it.
energy.
Do it.
No, and it's
This
a
is like-
lot of work to drive an RV. Rent ours, borrow our RV. We have a Class A, and go. Just see if
I
you
was
like
gonna
it.
pull it with my truck.
All
Though.
right, so we're packing our stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Putting our
I don't-
2-week notice.
I don't wanna pull it. That's a really nice RV that she just said, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's a piece of shit. I mean, it's not. It's just a metal piece of shit that's been sitting.
yeah, it's been sitting in the shop for a while. The hydraulics aren't
Yeah,
working,
it's a
so if
pain.
you're gonna go, you just gonna make sure you park it on the pavement.
Yeah, it's camping is so much fun though.
It's-
the community of your family being like tight knit and close is so awesome.
It is. We go on hikes, and that's how we got married. We went in our RV. We drove up to a mountain, found the most beautiful waterfall, and that's how we got married. Just the two of us
beautiful.
by ourselves. It was perfect. It was and we still have the same RV up. I hung my dress up. We did the first showing together, the first views together, and it was perfect.
All right, Lola
Come
says
on,
we're
baby.
done. Lola, come here.
Come on, baby.
Hey, girl.
Lola,
If-
you coming in?
If there's one thing that I would highly recommend in life, if you like to travel and you like to do the RV thing, do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would love to. Yeah, and then at the end of it, you have an RV and you know all the ins and outs of it, and
You learn.
Yeah.
There's and honestly, like we've gone all over the country in our RV. There's nothing better than sleeping in your own bed when you're on vacation.
yeah,
Like we put a nice comforter or a thing on it so the bed's nice and soft. It's our own bed, pillows, everything is. You don't have to worry. You can cook your own meals.
I really want to get an Airstream because I love Airstreams,
Yeah, they're
but
beautiful.
she's too bougie.
They're expensive.
Like,
They're
I just need
well,
a
you can
washer
get
and
a
dryer.
used one really nice, but they don't have enough space for a washer dryer.
I'm like,
You want me to tell you all the reasons why you don't need a washer and dryer in an RV? Because they break, and every campsite has a washer and dryer.
okay.
Washer and
Community
ones.
Then you have to like wait.
No, I mean honestly, I stay in because my kid goes to school in St. Pete, so a lot of times we'll drive the RV over there, park it, and I'll stay in the RV for. I've done it for a couple of weeks, and just stayed there and walked across the way and done my laundry, and then come back, and it's fine. But
Think about all the time you'll save for all the other stuff you don't have to do because you're in an RV. And you'll actually be forced to do laundry because you'll be focused on laundry. You won't be doing dishes and other things.
No.
Yeah, it's a really cool life. One of the RVs that we were looking at recently to get has a washer and dryer, and I said, please just take it out. I don't want it. They end up smelling because it's water. It's inside. If you don't clean it out properly and then you put it in storage.
I mean, if it's yours, you're probably going to do whatever you need to do to make sure it doesn't do all that. But we were looking at it for like
Rentals
income
too.
purposes. If
Yeah,
you're going
'cause
to
we
rent it
rent
out,
ours
other
out.
people aren't going to take care of your stuff the way that.
No. They're going to trash it.
Yeah. We've done a really good job trashing ours.
Yeah.
Fabulous, actually.
They make such nice ones now, though. Like, you can get they make ones that are like 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh yeah, we rented one and drove it to Canada. We went to Niagara Falls when it had 2 bathrooms and huge.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's nice.
They literally are designing some fifth wheels now that are basically just for you to like have a family in. It's crazy.
It's amazing. Honestly, we have had the best memories in our RV. We love it.
I grew up going camping, so that was a huge memory point for me too. And that, like you said, creating memories. Like, how cool would it be? Like, think about how little your expenses are too. Like,
sure.
if you own the camper, like if you paid cash for it, like
yeah.
you have basically just campsite, fees, and then you don't have to pay electric or water. You're just paying the campsite
hook
fee.
up.
Yeah.
We've paid a lot of money at some of our camps. They're more expensive. Some of them are like $150.
If you go to stay at Disney,
yeah. And even there's like a really nice one in Sarasota. It was like $150 a night. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It is.
For not a hotel.
Yeah, for your own. But I mean,
We were
they have
thinking like
amenities.
national parks.
Oh yeah,
Just do like
for
national
sure.
parks, you know?
Yeah, you can buy passes too, where you have. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing.
If you get a good enough Instagram following behind you too, that people will just be like, "Oh, come hook up at my house." And you're like, yeah. Hopefully, you're not a serial killer. Yeah.
Well, that's the girl that I mentioned. That's what she doesn't have like the huge Instagram following, but what she does is she house sits for people. So she goes out there. She like lives in her van whenever she needs to, but then lives at people's houses and watches their pets when they're on vacation or just make sure the house is good. So that way she's able to do her laundry, sleep in a bed, take showers, do stuff.
And she
like
lets,
that.
and she probably like does it for free for the people just for the free stay. It's like a trade.
And she just got a job working at Yosemite. So like she works inside different national parks. She just chooses where she wants to go work. And
Yeah. I could see doing it when our kids are young too.
Not
That would
with
be
her. Well, she doesn't even have like. She was a poop in a 5-gallon bucket.
yeah, no, she literally lives in like a conversion. Van.
Conversion
It's
van.
not like a RV, but so like
no.
that to her is a lot. Like that's nice to be able to go to stay at someone else's house. And
I've been
use-
looking at like there's this guy on Instagram where I literally spent like an hour watching his videos where he's like day 1 of turning my junkyard truck into a full-time living space. And he's taking this like junkyard Toyota Tacoma and he's turning it into a living space. And he built like this box that fits in the bed. I'm
That's
addicted
fire.
to these videos. Yeah.
It's so cool though.
But I've literally been thinking about like, look, how much plywood would I need to build that for my truck? And I'm like,
Do it.
It'd be so heavy.
yeah, it would just
It'd
be
be really, yeah.
time and effort wise, it would just be better to buy a used camper.
For
at that
sure.
point, yeah.
And once you start driving, everything rattles and shakes, and I'm like, what? 17
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
screws after we're traveling.
we can wrap this up. We've been going for like 2.5 hours now.
We have.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, all right, go ahead and go, and then we'll come back and we'll finish that up.
Somehow we're adults.
Well, what did you guys think about your first podcast? Was it fun?
Yeah, I want to do
Yeah,
it again.
I was just about to say I want to do another one.
Yeah, I
It's
do
fun,
too.
right?
But I think
With
like,
drinks next time.
Yes.
yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna drink it. I'm
Or
gonna have
coffee
tincture.
or something.
Yeah.
11 more days. That's it.
All right.
11 more days.
Are you off from coffee too, or are you still drinking coffee?
No, I
aren't
still
you?
do my caffeine.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't cut that one out.
Yeah,
What's the hardest one?
That would be 75 too hard.
Yeah, that would be 75 extremely hard. Cause
They
can't
have
do
like a
that.
45-day soft.
They did. But who wants to go walk around saying, "Oh,
I'm doing a 45-day soft." That's a really like a really have it. Yeah.
It's like,
That's an include.
That's not respectable.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and
Yes.
we can definitely do it again.
Yeah.
It's free to do
fun.
anytime
It
you guys
is.
want
It's
to.
weird the first time you do it, but it gets easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some really good shit to talk about next time.
I want to hear stories next time. That's the beautiful
What
part
book
about
are you
alcohol.
reading next time?
God, I am not reading any
Yeah,
Paris
I was about to say,
Hilton.
we're not going to talk about Audibles.
Nelson
Don't.
Mandela's book that's a good book. Okay, it's just a little slow.
Yeah. I'm all into the nonfiction books. I love like biographies of like businessmen and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I love how I just love hearing how people think. I think that's why I like doing the podcast so much. But that's fun for me.
I liked it.
It's your roadmap for life. Is how
Yeah.
you think and how you dissolve problems. Why not?
Yeah,
I love
for
it.
sure.
It's fun.
Yeah, I agree.
The Hart Group.
Signing off.
If anybody wants to get a hold of you guys, where do they find you?
Our handle is Sold with Heart.
HART, right?
HART. Our phone number is 813-800-HART. Very easy.
4278.
4278, if you don't know that. Yeah, but super easy.
All right, Lola wants us to stop doing the podcast, so thank
our
you guys
cue.
for coming and doing this. I really appreciate it. It was good having you guys.
Absolutely.
Having us.
We should totally do it again with alcohol
Yes.
after in 11 days.
In 11 days.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
This episode of Somehow We're Adults is over, but if you'd like to support the podcast, you can subscribe to one of the levels of the Patreon, where we will release bonus episodes that can't be found anywhere else. Any of the money that we get from the Patreon would be used to upgrade old equipment, as well as get new gear so that we can make the best podcast for you to tune into. You can also follow the podcast Instagram at Somehow We're Adults, where I share clips and content about the podcast, and the link in the bio will take you to any of the Somehow We're Adults pages. I encourage you to check out another one of the episodes if this is your first time listening, and if you're a repeat listener, thank you for your support. I love making the podcast, and I hope you tune in for future episodes of Somehow We're Adults.